The third game in 3 nights. It usually means sloppy play. But in this case, both Birmingham and Macon are playing in their third game in as many nights. So who knows how this is going to take place and what's going to transpire as this game progresses. Nobody has an advantage of an extra night's rest. The Bulls opened this 3-game stretch with a 3-2 win over Peoria on Thursday night, the day after Christmas, before losing last night due to a third-period collapse, giving up 4 goals. After taking a 3-2 lead into the third, the Bulls dropped last night by a score of 6-3. A win tonight gives the Bulls a much-needed 4 out of 6 possible points over this stretch, and one that was debatable of whether they could do or not as this started. It sets up a big January that no doubt will set the tone for playoff positioning, seeding, and literally who makes the playoffs and who sits at home. It's going to be a difficult January at best for the Birmingham Bulls. These are the times that give your team an identity and a purpose going forward if they want to claim such. By the end of a cold January, Birmingham will know exactly who they are and what they are. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Drevity tonight from the Pelham Civic Complex on a night that's kind of special to me. It's Legends Night. The old Toronto Toros of the World Hockey Association were treated like second-class citizens back in Toronto at the old Maple Leaf Gardens. So team owner John Bassett found out about a brand new building that was being constructed in Birmingham, Alabama, what we know as the Coliseum, and he decided to take his Toronto Toro team and move it to Birmingham. Thus, the Toronto Toros became the Birmingham Bulls. That was 1976. Here we are 48 years later, still watching Birmingham Bulls hockey. And Greg, that was the first time, 1976, that my dad, who's no longer with us, and I sat down and watched a hockey game together. My dad being from Canada, all my relatives from there as well. We grew up talking about hockey, but living in Birmingham, not really much to do about it. He told me that his sister and her husband's, my uncle, told him about a 17-year-old kid that was just full of pimples, that if we got a chance to see play hockey, we should, because he was in the World Hockey Association. That kid was a 17-year-old Wayne Gretzky, who also was on a team with Mark Messier. And here we are 48 years later, and we're still talking hockey. So this is a very special night for me. I know you weren't here, but you've heard all about the history of hockey in Birmingham.
Oh, definitely, Jody. And even looking at the difference, and the old Toro from the 70s just came down for Legends Night. Everybody's lined up down there doing the fan experience.
The old mascot you're speaking of, yeah.
And looking at the old mascot compared to the new mascot, you know, to me, that just sums it up. It was old school, old-time hockey, and that's the difference now. The Birmingham Bulls, the new Toro rides a four-wheeler. The old school Toro, he didn't have a four-wheeler. He had his blue Bulls head on and doing it down there, getting it done. And to me, that's just old-time hockey, and I love it.
I remember back in the day when that mascot came on the ice, he couldn't skate. He was falling and tripping everywhere. And then he learned how to skate, don't get me wrong. But I'll never forget that. I thought, the mascot can't even skate. I think I could skate better than that. But nonetheless, he became a legend in his own right. That Bulls mascot turned out to be kind of a cultish, ironic hero to a lot of kids that were my age. Tonight, we'll salute those early players. And some of them came to Birmingham, loved it, and like you, Greg, made a home of it. Frank Beaton, my old color commentator back from the 90s when you were playing for the Birmingham Bulls, he'll be here, along with the former head coach who I worked for back in the hockey operations days of the 90s, Phil Roberto, John C. Stewart, John Gee Legacy, who had the most vicious, the most legal, and the most feared hip check I've ever seen in hockey. He could deliver you and put you through the glass, as well as Brent Hughes, a former captain as well. So a lot of these guys that are here tonight, I remember seeing playing as a kid, and I was fortunate enough to work with Frank Beaton and work for Phil Roberto. I haven't had a chance to talk to them tonight, but I have a feeling they'll come up sometime between the intermissions.
Well, that was one thing, Jody. Even though back in the day when I came in the 90s, Frank Beaton was a big part of Bulls hockey, as were guys previously of those early 90s teams. You had guys like Rob Krause and Jerome Bouchard, and, you know, Hicksy was iconic during our period. And you look at the roster back there from the early Bulls, and, I mean, those are guys that I remember as a kid playing in big games, and I'm talking Canada Cup Series versus Russia, and, I mean, those were huge names back in the day. And
there's players that were on that team, Greg, that are in the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto.
Absolutely.
It all started with Big Ned, Veslav Nedemansky.
That's right.
And even Frank Mahovlich played a handful of game years before he blew his knee out and ended his career. And, I mean, the list goes on and on. Rob Ramage, Craig Hartsburg, Pat Riggin, Rick Vive. I mean, these guys started their careers in Birmingham. Some of them stayed, some of them moved on. But nonetheless, that's how hockey started in Birmingham, Alabama, on the backs of these guys.
Well, I love to see these jerseys tonight, Jody. The Bulls will be wearing the Legends jerseys. They're blue, the bull on the front, and you talk about that old school feel. I think tonight's going to be a really special night. It's going to be a full house, packed out. The fans are anticipating a great hockey game, and I'm ready to go.
This jersey that they're wearing tonight, I don't know if it's royal blue or not, but it's a deep blue with the old Bulls logo on the front, red numbers piped in white. These are my favorite Birmingham Bulls jerseys of all time, and they always will be. Back when I was told they're having the Legends night tonight, they're going to buy merchandise to sell and have it ready for everybody, I could not wait. Yesterday, I don't know how much money I wound up spending, but I bought 8 sweatshirts, a couple of T-shirts, and a jersey. Most of them for me, but my family wanted them as well. It's just, it's my memories. It's my childhood memories right in front of me again, and it means a lot to me.
Iconic, Jody. That's the word of the night.
All right, starting tonight, before we do our national anthem, I still have, looking out on the ice, it's kind of dark right now. I'm sure the players we mentioned before, Brent Hughes included, is out here someplace, but I don't see him on the ice right now. We'll wait and see. But here's the playing of our national anthem.
Gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, first starting lineups for the visiting Macon Mayhem. Defensively, they'll go with Nick Favero. He'll be partnered up with former Bull Parker Allison up front. Tao Ishizuka, Justin Kelly, and someone to keep an eye on, Jacob Schnapp. I have a feeling we're going to be saying that name in a lot of different ways, especially in the first period. He gets the starting lineup. He's known for a lot of things. Scoring goals isn't one of them, Greg. For Birmingham defensively, Ryan Romeo will get the nod along with Jamie Dorsey, who's back off of his 2-game suspension. So Dorsey and Romeo will be paired up. Austin Weber, the newcomer, the Hoover, Alabama product, and Birmingham youth hockey protege, along with Troy McTavish and McGregor Sinclair. In goal for Birmingham, once again, Austin Lotz comes into tonight's game with a 5-6-0 record, 2.83 goals against, and a .913 save percentage. Macon had the number 2 goaltender in the league called up in, I believe it was Atlanta in the East Coast Hockey League, Dyson Skinner. And last night, of course, we saw the number 1 goalie in the league, so we would have saw the top 2 goalies in the league. But Skinner's been called up, so tonight we'll get Bailey Birkin. Birkin with a record of 3-6-2, a goals against, a 3.83, and a save percentage of .900. Referee Mark Dungan, linesman Stone Sheehan, and Will Anderson. As we're waiting on the ceremonial puck drop, and I believe this is when my old heroes will come out, and they'll be the ones dropping the puck. Drake Glover and Jarrett Cupp both waiting there. I just look at these Blue Bulls jerseys, and if you're watching on TV, you got a treat. This is, I'm telling you, what a jersey. All right, now coming out on the ice, I believe that is John C. Stewart, yes. John C. Stewart was a young kid, centerman, when he played in Birmingham, rookie. He really wasn't as vaunted as the Rick Vives and the Craig Hartsburgs and the Gaston Gingras, but he paved his way as well into Birmingham and made a home here, stayed here. Let's see who's coming up next. John Gee Legacy. This is the one I was telling you about, had the most lethal hip check I've ever seen in hockey. This guy I have seen start bench-clearing brawls, Drev. He nailed people on the hip check coming into his zone, send them flying skate first into the glass, and before you know it, the benches would empty just because he had a good legal hip check. John Gee Legacy.
128 games over 2 seasons. Also, he was the captain of the Bulls in one of those seasons. It's a fantastic time to have him here with his grandkids, Xander Hughes, Matthew Hunter, and Allie Hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brent Hughes.
Brent Hughes, a defenseman. Coming out on the ice. He's kind of proud of his grandkids like Papa, like I am.
Whole family love to see it.
Frank Beaton.
And here's my old color commentator.
Frank played 178 professional hockey games, including the Birmingham Bulls in 1978, then up to the New York Rangers for 25 games before returning to the Bulls in 1980. Frank chose to make Birmingham his home and raise a family. Nowadays, you might hear Frank playing his bagpipes at sunset in the distance. Well, Frank was a force to be reckoned with on the ice, and it earned him the nickname of Beater. Accompanied by his 4-year-old Caroline granddaughter and his 6-year-old grandson, Alan, please welcome Frank Beaton.
Great guy, too. One of the funniest individuals I've ever been around, but that's a guy that he had your back no matter if he was playing or you're your buddy. He's got your back.
Winger, Phil Roberto.
And here's the coach that I worked for first, Phil Roberto.
Phil played for Montreal, St. Louis, Detroit, Kansas
Stanley
City,
Cup champion
Colorado,
with Montreal.
Cleveland, all before becoming a Bull in 1977. Phil Roberto's name is etched into Lord Stanley's Cup for the 1971 season win with the Montreal Canadiens. Wow. Phil also coached the Bulls in the 90s, guiding them to the ECHL playoffs for the first 2 seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Roberto.
Was the head coach for Birmingham the first time we made it to the semifinals, lost to the Raleigh Ice Caps, they were known back then.
These are true legends,
yep.
Jody.
Phil Roberto's sons played at the University of Alabama football after playing at Pelham High School. An athletic family, a wonderful wife. Had a chance to know her back in the 90s. Haven't seen them since, but that's kind of the way life is. You lose track of people you don't see every day. And these are at least 2 or 3 of them I used to see every day back in the 90s.
Well, funny story about Frank Beaton, Jody. One year we had a New Year's Eve party at Beater's house. I went over there and he pulled out his bagpipes, came down in a kilt, and not only did he play his bagpipes, but his son played the bagpipes too, and that was just a crazy experience. One of the best things I'll never forget about Birmingham, Alabama.
What is it though, Greg, and you can speak to this firsthand, A lot of players come here and they don't want to leave. I don't know if it had something to do initially when these guys were playing in the early 70s and mid 70s. Had to do maybe a little bit with the weather. Maybe it's a warmer climate than they were ever possibly used to. I don't know. But even Paul Henderson, who scored the golden goal for Canada back in the day, the Canada Cup, when they were playing against the vaunted, that was the CCCP, that was the mean Soviets, that was the communist Soviets. That was the first time that the Russians had said, hey, we can play hockey too, and it took Canada by surprise. Henderson scored the cup-winning, or the series-winning goal, if you will. He played here in Birmingham as well, one of my dad's favorite. He had to go back to Canada, I'll never forget this, because of an immigration issue. And back then, you actually had to take tests, you had to know American history, you had to speak the language. Something happened with Henderson, and he had to go back to Canada, and the rest is history.
3 reasons, Jody, and they all contain the word Southern. The first one is Southern Bells, the second one is Southern Weather, and the third one is Southern Hospitality.
You know, I can't argue with that. Every one of my family and relatives back in Canada have said the same thing at one point or another, how much they either love the weather, the girls, as you mentioned, the Southern Belles, and it is different. The hospitality is different here. People actually mean hello when they say hello. Right. They actually mean how have you been doing when they say how have you been doing. So I guess it's a little different. I remember I married a Canadian, no longer married, of course, but she thought something was odd and strange with us because we literally would ask you, how are you doing, and can we do anything to help you? She thought that we were trying to get something from her. They weren't used to that kind of hospitality. Okay, after all that, here we go. On the face-off, Schnapp takes down Sinclair. Right off the bat in Birmingham, tips the puck into center ice. Dorsey back from his 2-game suspension. Sends it behind the net. It wraps around the far boards where Sinclair catches up with it first. Puck escapes the zone, and Romeo will turn and send it right back in. Line change for the Bulls real quickly. A 20-second shift for the Birmingham Bulls. Through center ice, played by Macon. Shizuka has the puck. He'll send it around the far boards. Kelly taps it behind the net. Ford will pick it up for Birmingham. Near side for Brierly, tips it out, and Birmingham skates away. Nikita Kozarev into the Macon zone, has Glover with him, holds on to the puck, save made by Birkin. Played back behind the net, centering pass for Kozarev, jumps over his stick. Bulls keep it alive though. Look out. That one went into the stands and deflected off of Danny Winslow's stick as Hayden Ford just tried to dump it to the corner and goes out of play. So a faceoff comes up into the Macon zone to the right of Bailey Birkin.
You like the Bulls' energy on those first couple of shifts, Jody. They're moving the puck well, got their feet going. Getting in the zone is so key, and you see Macon's defenders backing up and giving the Bulls lots of room up top, so hopefully they can exploit that, shoot the puck quick tonight.
I'm glad you brought that up. I do want to talk about that as far as the Bulls go, too, backing up in your own zone. Puck is loose at center ice, picked up by Macon. Tipped it into the Bull zone, easily taken away by Drake Glover. Glover has Olnick with him. Glover shot, tipped, and sent out of the zone by Macon. Birmingham will have to retreat. Just underway, first period, no score, Birmingham and Macon. Puck tipped in where Jared Cupp picks it up for Birmingham. Phil Adzianko hits him on the play, but it's cleared by Macon. Romeo has it near side for Dorsey. Kip Ledzianko brings it in, sends it for Higgins. Puck bounces off his stick right in on Birkin, who took no chances and just put the mid over it and covered up.
And you talk about the importance, the Bulls with 2 shots so far, Jody. 2 shots on goal. Macon, the play's been down in their end for the first 2 minutes here, and we talk about the importance of that first goal in the Bulls game.
Phil Ledzianko for Birmingham loses the draw. Macon has it. Goldowski just up for his second game after coming back off the IR. Behind the net, played by Macon. They can't get it out. Dorsey pinching it in. Sends it behind the net, kept Ledzianko. Banks one off the boards for Romeo. He sends one in front, never made it through. There's Ledzianko with a shot fanned. He had the puck alone in the slot, just couldn't get enough on it. Dorsey sends a shot in. That one goes wide. Strange hop off the board, picked up by Parker Allison. He'll wait for some reinforcements. Long pass off of the stick of Schnapp. He had him lined up on that head-manning pass, and he was gone. If he controlled it, couldn't do it. Puck sent back into the Macon zone. They'll try and do it again. Kozarev had it bounce off his stick. Ishizuka for Kelly off the mark. Loose puck in front of the Bulls bench. Still loose. They'll fight for it and it's clear. Kozarev tries to get back, but he's beaten onto the puck by Macon. Olnick tried to take it away. Can't. Kelly tips it to center ice. Birmingham picks that loose puck up, and they'll try it again. Brierly, a touch pass off the mark. Schnapp has it for Macon. Olnick taps him. Loose puck along the near boards. Olnick has it. His pass intercepted by Jarrett Cupp, the captain. Now Kelly taken down on the play by Higgins. Higgins able to take that puck and lift it back into the Mayhem zone. Kelly behind his own net. Sets it up. Back the other way comes Macon into the Bull zone. Ibarra takes a hit from Higgins. Costs the puck up. Birmingham has it at neutralized, but tipped away from him nicely by Winslow. 16:15 to go, first period, no score. Only one shot on goal so far, and that really wasn't a strong one. Puck at center ice. Matty Ibarra intercepts. He'll send it back into the Bull zone, left corner. Ledzianko takes the hit, backhands one out into center ice into the Macon zone. And Greg, looks like they're just really feeling each other out to see what kind of a game they're going to have to play tonight.
Well, after the last two games against Peoria, Jody, you can definitely see the difference in Macon versus Peoria. Yeah. And that's, I know we were talking earlier, we called it a trap game of sorts.
Could be.
Whenever you think of Macon, you know what, you always think of a bottom place team and stuff like that in the SPHL, but Macon always plays Birmingham very tough. And
it's always a hard game against Macon, and we say there that we think about them in the bottom half of the league, but that's only been the last couple of years.
Right.
Before that, of course, they had a championship under Kevin Kerr, Birmingham's assistant coach right now. Puck played behind the Macon net. Sinclair tried to poke it free, does. Caught up on that one place along that board, the far side of the half wall over here, and it just always seems to pop out right into the slot. Grimshaw, he gets it ahead for Macon. Goldowski takes a shot, scores. Low shot, far post. Goldowski didn't put any extra mustard on it at all. It just beat Austin Lotz. And 4:43 into this game, Macon takes a 1-0 lead.
And that's exactly what we're talking about when you call it a trap game. And last night, everything the Bulls did was very intense, very precise. Last two nights against Peoria, sending the puck deep. And in this situation, they control the game for the first 5 minutes. Macon gets one shot, and they're up 1-0.
That's Goldowski's 7th goal of the year, puts Macon up 1-0. As Birmingham's Glover gives it up to Olnick. Olnick takes a shot that gets past the glove of Birkin, but off the mark. Here's the call of the goal. There's a shot taken by Kozarev. Score! Puck bounced right out in front off the shot by Kozarev. And just that quickly, Birmingham ties it up at 1.
Great job by Kozarev there, going into the slot, looking for that dirty goal, Jody. That's exactly what the Bulls needed. Because you didn't want to get into a situation where you didn't come back and answer the bell after that quick one by Macon.
I believe the puck bounced off the boards to Glover, who put it in. We'll wait for the call. Birmingham has the puck back to action as Taylor Brierly tips one in. Played by Birkin around the far boards, but not out. Ledzianko has a chance at it behind the net. He kicks it free for Taylor Brierly, who's pinching in from the point. Behind the net for Phil Edziako. Centers a pass to his brother. Takes a shot. Blocked by Ibarra. Puck played in the far corner and out by Macon. Kozarev and Ford on the assist. Glover with the goal. Ties it up at 1. Witherspoon has it. He's hit on the play, cost the puck up. McTavish had him lined up. Macon will have to regroup behind their own net. McTavish doing a good job forechecking. Takes the puck away. Sends it behind the net looking for Weber. He does. Back at the point. There's a shot by Matthews, knocked down by Macon. They'll send it out. 3-on-2 if they hurry. There's a drop pass. Witherspoon, a shot gloved out of the air nicely by Lotz. And he'll hold it for the faceoff.
New look here with the Bulls on offense, Jody. You can see they're putting one guy intentionally right in front of the paint at all times, and I like that. Work the puck, attack with the forecheck, work it low to high to your defense, and then you've got one guy right there in the slot, ready to go, looking for rebounds, ready to bang them home.
Glover's 9th goal of the year equalizes the score for Birmingham. I didn't catch the assist on that first Macon goal, or really the time of the Birmingham goal. We'll recap that in a moment. But that's a big goal for Birmingham. You don't want to start the game off on a bad note, and we all know how, for some reason, these first goals you score in a game are so important, or they seem to be. Macon is 6-4-0 when they score first, so it's not that big of a deal, apparently, to the outcome of the game when they score first, but Birmingham's unbeaten when they score first. 8-0-1.
And both those goals, Jody, scored just within the first 5 minutes, call it, because 4:43 into the period, Goldowski from Koch and Grimshaw, and then 5:03, so what's that?
20 seconds
later. Glover answers from Kozarev and Ford.
Off the draw, Birmingham's Romeo goes down. Penalty coming up on Macon as Romeo is down in the near corner, and I believe it's going to be Hugo Koch. Yeah, it's a former Bull, Hugo Koch. I say former Bull. He never played for us. We had the rights to him. Traded those rights to Pensacola, who traded him to Macon, so the circle is complete.
Little different sportsmanship there on Coach Jody after that hit. You know, he checked on the Bulls player, you know, tried to help him up. Was like, hey man, sorry about that. Definitely didn't see that the last 2 games.
No, Birmingham on the first power play of the night for either team. Last night against Peoria, they were 2 for 8 on the power play. They have the number 2 power play in the league now. That dropped down after last night, and then previous night, no power play goals. So we'll set this up. Birmingham along the far boards. Back for Kozarev. They'll play pass back and forth. Kozarev in front looking for a deflection. Sinclair was there. He couldn't get a stick on the puck. Glover has it near side for Brierly. Brierly backs away from Ishizuka. Far side, Kozarev down low for Glover. They'll swap spots. Brierly down low. There's a pass for Glover. A shot save made. Rebound loose. Still loose. Bang that. No goal. He went behind the net. There's a one right out in front. Kozarev a shot turned away. Birmingham had all kinds of chances then. Just could not find that goal line. Brierly far side. Plays it down low. Return for Glover. Takes a shot. Nice save by Birkin. He squeezes it and holds on for a faceoff. Greg, that puck just laid there in the blue paint. Nobody really could get a stick on it, whether it be for Macon or Birmingham, and finally it just goes wide.
Right in behind Birkin, just laying there in the crease. 3 Bulls players in behind him, and then they bring it around the net, right up front to Kozarev, and I don't know how Birkin got back across. That was a huge save there.
55 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Off the draw, Macon clears. 12:30 to go, first period, score tied at 1. Birmingham out shooting Macon so far 6-2. Now Higgins had the puck bounce off his stick into the Macon bench. It looked like on that, Greg, Birmingham had no intention to dump and chase. They were going to bring the puck in. Their power plays seem to be changing from time to time, depending on the personnel that's on the ice. They'll dump and chase. Other times they'll skate it in.
Well, with the mobility of Macon at this point, Jody, I'd be dumping everything, every chance I got, using my speed to get around them.
Birmingham with possession of the puck in their own zone. Romeo has it. Taking his time, though, to get going. Romeo steps across that center ice stripe, drops it back to nobody. Philon Ledzianko off the bench takes it for Birmingham. We're down to 15 seconds. Ledzianko back at the point for Romeo. Has Matthews near side. Kyler plays it down low. Pass out in front, looking for Olnick. Taken away by Macon. They can't clear. Nice play by Romeo to keep it in. 3 seconds left the power play time. Romeo's shot, easy pad save made by Birkin. Macon has killed the penalty. Back at full strength. Olnick took a centering pass from Kip Ledzianko, and that goes wide. Romeo for his brother Phil plays it under the far corner. Macon just trying to clear the puck. Their penalty killing unit still on the ice and have been out there for a while. Sinclair keeps it alive for Birmingham. Now finally taken by Favaro, and he lifts it into center ice. Back comes Birmingham quickly. There's a shot stick save made by Birkin. Ishizuka taken in the boards hard by Weber. And Macon clears the zone. Back into the Bull zone come Macon. There's a shot save made by Lotz. Goes to the far corner where Clark plays it behind the net. Picked up at center ice by Birmingham's McTavish. He had it taken away from him, and Macon's Jarrett Cupp takes it and sends it right in on Lotz, steers it aside far boards. Ford chips it back to center ice. With 10.5 to go, Macon will reset. As Jarrett Cupp spins one around the boards. It'll go far side, picked up by the Bulls' Glover. Gets away from one man, just lifts it high, trying to connect to Kozarev. He does. Kozarev taken by Goldowski on a nice defensive play. A feedback for Ford goes over the stick. Goldowski with a nice move. Taylor Brierly, near side, back to Taylor. Has Olnick at center, finds him. Olnick chips it ahead, just past Higgins. Going in after it, Ben Higgins tries to tie it up, can't do it. Taken by Macon, and here we go. Jared, that's caught, Hugo Koch, that is, with the puck, lost it, picked up by the Bulls, banks it off the board to center ice, Favaro. Banks one off the far boards, Birmingham will try and get one going here. Phil Ledzianko dumps it in. Weber giving chase. Nice hit on Cup. Loose puck right in that face-off circle. Higgins fighting for it. Almost had it. Witherspoon will skate away. Witherspoon sends it into the near corner. Romeo around the far boards. Off the stick of Macon. Birmingham has it, and they'll just chip it out. Nice shift for Austin Weber, Greg.
2 hits in his last 2 shifts, Jody. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of that kid.
That's played in the Bull zone. Romeo off the boards for Sinclair. Birmingham will clear. McTavish was there. Tried to glove it and drop it, but he couldn't. Now the puck loose in the Macon zone. Back comes Macon the other way. Gets past one Bulls player, but not another. As Macon couldn't get it past Nikita Kozarev. Puck comes free for Sinclair. He'll drop it back to his defense. Kyler Matthews. Ishizuka was hammering him, hounding him. Finally, loose puck picked up by Justin Kelly. Kelly walked out in front, poked away from him by Matthews. Ishizuka with the puck. Spins it behind the net for Kelly. Centering pass knocked away by Clark. Picked up by Macon. Now going down on the play, Glover takes his man down. There's no call. That was close, Greg.
Definitely, you saw Glover working hard on the wall.
I'm surprised he didn't get the penalty, is my point. Now off the boards, played by Macon out. Birmingham's Green has it. For Ledzianko, Birmingham well in ahead of the play offside. That puck spins in off Birkin. Birmingham vacates the zone, and Macon's Jarrett Cupp skates away. Floats one into the near corner. Back to get it is Brierly. He's beaten to the puck, though, by Koch. There's a centering pass And knocked away. This is not going to get there. Here comes Kip Ledzianko. He takes a backhander wide. Cup got back and altered a shot. I thought that Bailey Birkin was going to come out and get to that puck before Ledzianko.
No, he said, I'll just take the shot.
Birmingham has it in their own zone. Brierly sends it far side. Birmingham will try it again. Played along the far boards. Kelly had it, lost it. Regains possession. Goldowski walks past Brierly. There's a centering pass, nobody home. Birmingham picks the loose puck up, and they'll send it in deep while they get a line change. Justin Kelly with the puck for Macon. Tied up, puck lifted back. Kozarev tries to take it away. Paralot had it. They'll just send it back into the Bull zone. Lotz leads it for his defense. 6.5 to go, first period, score tied at 1.
Definitely a lot less whistles in this game, Jody.
I like the pace of it,
Yep.
but like you said earlier on, the team we're playing tonight has a little bit less physicality in it than we saw the last two nights. I won't call it dirty, but it's not been the same. Now puck behind the net of Bailey Birkin. Glover goes in after it for Birmingham, tries to poke it free. Cup does, though. He manages to get it out for Winslow, and Danny Winslow skates away. Witherspoon takes it. Set it up for Winslow out of his reach, though. He'll play it behind the net. Romeo has it first. Higgins sets up Phil Ledzianko. Two men back defensively. Poked away from him. His brother Kip was there. He couldn't control it. And now Connor Witherspoon had it and lost it. Birmingham takes it right back away. Favaro has it. Nick Favaro. Now Birkin gets his stick up on Green. He didn't appreciate Green getting so close to the blue paint. Now Schnapp takes a hit from Kyler Matthews. I beg you to keep watching those two. Now puck is behind the net, played by Justin Kelly. Centers a pass for Schnapp. Gets it back at the point. Romatario a shot, knocked down by the Bulls defense. He has his own rebound. Romatario drops it for Kelly. There's a centering pass for Paralot off the mark. Birmingham clears.
Yeah, Green was down there in front of Birkin, Jody, and gave him a little shot, and Birkin didn't even do anything. He was just standing in the paint, so that was interesting to see out of Green.
Yeah, he didn't, Birkin didn't make contact with Green, but he definitely did let him know, my stick's here. If you get any closer, you're going to get a mouthful of it. Olnick tends one in to the far corner. Parker Allison had it taken away by Kozarev. Olnick tried to get it away from Goldowski, couldn't. Jake sets it up, and here comes Koch. Ahead to Grimshaw. Grimshaw can't get past Brierly. A nice defensive play. Brierly pokes it free, thus putting Macon's Allison in offside. So with 4.5 to go here in the first period, we're still tied at 1.
Well, Jody, so far, this is a game to me that looking at, you know, where the Bulls are with their lineup and who's out and all that kind of stuff, you know, we've talked that to death the last couple nights. But this is the type of game where you should see certain guys rise up and take this and start to score some goals for the Bulls, because there is a big difference in how Macon plays. They play very slow and methodical. They, you know, kind of back up. They're giving the Bulls lots of opportunity, lots of chances to work, be creative in the offensive zone. And I'm telling you, there'll be certain guys that will take advantage of it, but it's the ones that don't convert. It's going to be very obvious tonight, and we'll have to look at that as the game progresses on.
With 4:27 to go, shots on goal, 9-6 Birmingham. But, this kind of a hockey game is so different than what we've seen previous. I enjoy this. This is up and down into an action. No, it's not crisp. It's not perfect passing. It's not tape to tape. It's not one-timers all over the place. But as you said, very few stoppages of play. It's enjoyable for the fans.
Sure. And both teams are in their third game in as many nights. Yeah. And that makes a difference.
Off the draw, Birmingham controls. Sent into the near corner. They'll go in after. That's Phil Ledzianko. Tries to get it from Favaro. His brother Kip steps in. Had it taken away from him by Goldowski. Grimshaw loses it. Taylor Brierly. Plays it off the boards low. Favaro takes that bounce and hop and gives it to Cup. Jared Cup pressured. He skates away with it. Ahead to Grimshaw. Had Coat going in, so he dumped it into that far corner. Ford takes him down. Now the puck is tied up underneath of him. Kick free. There's a shot deflected by the Bulls defense off of Ishizuka's stick. And a face-off will come up to the right of Austin Lotz.
Did he ever have a lot of time to wind up on that one, Jody? You talk about a rocket. I mean, he took everything from the kitchen sink to put into that slapper and just took it straight up through the uprights and right into the netting above Austin Lotz.
Ishizuka's been one of their more consistent players through the year. He comes into tonight's game with 5 goals and 11 assists. His plus-minus is not quite impressive, but when you're playing on a team, much like Birmingham, that has a difficult time scoring, that plus-minus is going to be affected somewhat.
Right, and considering how many opportunities do you have, Jody, when you play on a team like Macon, so to speak, that they don't score a whole lot, but on their power plays, that doesn't count into your plus-minus as well, so you're really at a disadvantage.
Ishizuka's -9 on the season, but he is one of the players that will get lots of ice time for Macon, quite honestly, because the coaching staff trusts him. All right, face off to the right of Lotz. Ishizuka, the player we were just talking about, will take the draw for the Mayhem. Puck controlled by Macon. Arumatario sends it around. Now Kelly slow to get up right after that face-off. In the face-off circle, he finally does get to his skates. There's a shot taken from the point by Perlot. Gloved by Lotz, and he holds on. I didn't see what happened to Jacob Kelly, but he did get up very slowly.
Well, I'll throw a number at you, Jody, 44.
Jamie Dorsey throwing his weight around.
Yep, they lined up off the draw, and Dorsey let him know, you come near the net, here's what you're going to deal with.
Well, Dorsey, as I said earlier, coming off of a 2-game suspension, so maybe he has a little bit of extra energy to expel.
Well, definitely does, because he hasn't played the last 2 nights, so Bulls very fortunate to have him back in the lineup here and a fresh set of legs to carry the Bulls.
Off the draw, Dorsey has it. Behind the net, he plays it for Romeo, chips it ahead off the boards, and Birmingham clears. Almost had Sinclair lined up. Jared Cup intercepts that pass, though. Now the Bulls defenseman, Jamie Dorsey, playing without a stick. Connor Witherspoon has it. Banks went off the boards. It hit the referee. He was trying to set it up for his defenseman, Cup, who finally gets the puck, but loses it, and the Bulls send it in deep for a line change. Cup plays it around the far boards. Witherspoon has it. Banks went ahead for Kelly. Has Ishizuka and Favara with him. Loose puck now picked up at center ice by Glover. He'll skate wide right. Glover can't get past Cup. Got the shot off, though. Save made by Birkin. Glover takes the puck. Back at the point for Matthews. Score! Kyler Matthews using the screen of the Macon defender. And a good low shot beats Bailey Birkin. And Birmingham takes a 2-1 lead. Ibarra tried to block the shot, I believe, Greg, off the stick of Matthews, and it wound up doing nothing more than screening Bailey Birkin.
As a goaltender, Jody, I hated that. I did not like players, especially a shot from out there. Great low shot by Matthews, but Glover started that whole play, carrying the puck through the neutral zone, driving wide, getting a shot of his own. The Bulls push it up to Matthews. He didn't look to pass, Jody. He ripped that puck low, caught Birkin behind his screen, and the Bulls are up 2-1.
Third goal of the year for Kyler Matthews. Glover and Clark on the assist to give the Bulls their first lead of the night at 2-1. 2.5 to go here in the first period of play. Parker Allison hit on the play by Higgins. Puck comes free for Birmingham, far half wall. A shot never made it through. Defensively deflected by Macon, and Winslow has it. Winslow sets it up near side behind the net. Danny Winslow had it, gives it up. Back into the Bulls zone. Coast to coast action. Now Weber. Weber's fought on the play. It comes free for Brierly. Brierly loses it, though. Ledzianko has it, and Birmingham will try to skate away. There's a nice pass tipped for Brierly. Brierly wearing that visor. Puts the brakes on. He fanned on the centering pass. Birmingham will try and keep it alive. Another shot, this one by Weber, fanned on. Picked up by Cup. He goes down. This is going to be a penalty on Birmingham. Delayed call as Favaro skates away. Nick Favaro gains that Birmingham blue line. It's touched up. And Birmingham will be on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. Tripping call at 18:37 of the first period.
And McTavish coming in, Jody. He was battling through another Macon player and then just haphazardly ran into the guy with the puck. It was Favaro back there, and nonetheless, made body contact, tripped him up, and
that was a good call.
Yep, here we go. Bulls on the PK.
Birmingham's penalty killing unit is much maligned. To be honest with you, it's been horrible most of the year. They're dead last in the league, Greg, 10th overall, 71.8% penalty kill success rate. Macon on the power play, not much better. They're 9th in power play, scoring in 14.7% of the time. So we'll see which one of the two bad units prevails in this.
Well, 14% of the time versus 71. I'll take the 71 anytime, Jody.
Birmingham has just had a rough time killing penalties this year, Greg. They can't seem to find it. And there's Grimshaw with the puck. He takes a shot, goes wide. Birmingham tried to clear, couldn't, kept in by Macon. Grimshaw floating through the slot. That pass to him knocked away by Dorsey. Goldowski has it. Down low with Ibarra out in front. They're trying to set it up. They can't do it. Koch with the puck. Backhands a pass for Grimshaw. Shot save made, and the Bulls clear.
Very passive box on the Bulls down there, Jody. I don't know. It's kind of been like that all year, and we saw the effectiveness that Peoria had last night when they got very aggressive on the penalty kill. So we'll see how this goes.
Witherspoon had it, tried to get past the Bulls' defense. He couldn't. Birmingham at the blue line clears, and now they'll rule this
offside all the way down.
But the referee signaled a high stick. The puck was hit by a high stick, but coming back down into the Macon zone nonetheless.
Well, and that was Green. No, it wasn't Green. It was Clark. He was letting the ref know. He's like, high stick, showing it to him. So good call by the ref. They bring it all the way down to Macon zone. Big face-off.
Olnick out with Higgins, Green, and Clark to kill this last 45 seconds of the power play. Ishizuka with a shot. That one whistles high and wide and gets all the way back out of the zone and hit the linesman. Aromatario has it, and that'll do it for the end of the first period of play. It snuck up on me. As I was watching the penalty clock, I didn't realize that the game clock was just about to expire. Nonetheless, 37 seconds will remain on the penalty to McGregor Sinclair as we get to the second period of play. But right now, Birmingham takes a 2-1 lead into the locker room over the Macon Mayhem. Your thoughts on the way Birmingham has played tonight versus the first two nights against what I believe the best team in the league is in Peoria?
Well, it's different, Jody. I mean, even last night, what I really liked about the Bulls is that even though they were up against a bigger physical team, they still didn't shy away, and they finished every check. Even Nikita Kozarev last night, every time he was in there down low, he was throwing himself into the Peoria defenders. And, it's just a different game, different team. But what I'm seeing here a little bit is a lot more stick checking. And if they make a pass, they don't finish their checks. They're just content to just curl away. And I get it. It's 3-3, right?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I call it the easy game. So, hey, as long as you can stay up on the scoreboard, I'm okay with it.
Well, as this weekend started the day after Christmas, as I said 2 nights ago, I would sign up for 4 out of 6 points immediately and just call it a week. Not that I didn't want to win all 3 of them, but I'm realistic in this. 4 out of 6 against Peoria and now Macon. That's pretty good if you ask me, but we got a long way to go in this one. My question to you concerns Austin Lotz. Now, I've had hip surgery. Austin Lotz did last year, missed the entire season basically because of it. comes back into the year this year, and admittedly he was not 100%, but he was definitely at a spot where he could play, he told me. Now with Hayden Stewart on the injured reserve, and he can come off of it after tonight's game, but leading up to this point, Austin Lotz has carried every second of the workload for Birmingham in net. Now, my question to you is, mentally and physically, what does that mean to a goaltender who knows, okay, this is all on my shoulders? Are you not exhausted at one point, either mentally or physically?
Well, I think you are, but the biggest thing about Austin Lotz, Jody, is first and foremost, he's a competitor. You know what I mean? And he rises up to that challenge, and that's something that Austin Lotz is never going to shy away from, is more playing time and more time in the paint. And, hey, that's why it's so important for the Bulls to have that great 1-2 combo or 2-1 combo, however you want to say it, because they're both number ones no matter how you slice it. So the fact that you have Austin Lotz, Stewie's out, and Stewie picked up the ball last year when Lotz went down.
True.
And so the Bulls have been very fortunate in that situation. But I think Lotzy knows, hey, this is what I got to do, and he's just going to suck it up, and he's going to play, and he's going to give you 100% of whatever he's got left in the tank, Jody. Every period he plays on the ice for you. When Hayden Stewart comes back, hopefully he'll be healthy enough. He can jump in and they can get back to alternating their games and keeping a fresh target in the net back there.
And I know it's still December, long way to go before the real hockey season starts, the playoffs in April, but Birmingham finds himself in a position that I haven't seen them in since you and I have been doing this. We're in 7th place in the league, Greg. We're at right now 23 points. Macon comes into this game in 9th place with 18 points. Those two teams aren't separated by that much. 23 and 18, this basically becomes a 4-point game.
Oh, absolutely it does. And that's the thing about Macon, Jody. They're sitting there at 18 points. The playoffs, they're looking to jump into that 8th spot, and Quad City's at 20. So this game tonight is very big for Macon and also very big for the Bulls, as they're sitting in 7th place at 23 points. Evansville at 24, Roanoke at 5 at 25. So the Bulls with a win tonight, they could jump up as many as 5 spots to get out of that 7, because that is definitely a situation where you don't want to be riding down there in 7th and 8th for very long.
Well, the issue I have with that as well is, we're just 18 points separates, 5 points separates us from being in the playoffs and not being in the playoffs. But when you look above us, we're only 2 points behind 6th place 5th place Roanoke, who are, of course, are in action tonight, and we're all familiar with Roanoke. I did get a message, and I wanted to share this with you. I've already shared it with Craig Simchuk. Got a message from Roanoke that the last time these two teams met, Roanoke and Birmingham, that is, Birmingham was accused of being what, in my opinion, is the worst thing you could ever be accused of in hockey, and that's being soft. And it's pretty much been well known that one or two of the Roanoke players made sure every time they skated by the Birmingham bench, they let them know just how soft they thought they are. Now, I can't use the adjectives they use to describe how soft they are, but after telling Craig this, he knew it. And I asked him, does that serve any kind of motivation? He said, well, we're not playing Roanoke tonight. But nonetheless, don't you have to take that and let your players know what the league thinks of them?
Well, I think you do, Jody, and I think that when you play Roanoke again, if you bring the Bulls team that played Peoria the last 2 games,
right,
5 out of 6 periods, I'll give it to them. I mean, the Bulls played, I thought, very well and unbelievable, and hey, they answered the bell and they stood up for themselves, and I mean, they played with grit. I mean, it was great hockey to watch, and you know, I didn't see that so much against Roanoke.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Peoria is twice as tough as Roanoke.
Oh,
so,
without a doubt they are.
I'll take it. I'll take it with a big check mark behind there to pull the 2 points away from Peoria. And I'll take how we played against any team in this league because that's what it's going to take. And like I said, I feel like we watched 2 games of playoff hockey.
We're still trying to figure out what kind of a team Birmingham has. Are we a skating team? Are we a passing team? Are we a skilled team? Are we going to try and aspire to be tougher and not allow what happened to us last year in the playoffs with Evansville to happen again? I still maintain Evansville showed the rest of the league the recipe for taking Birmingham down in the playoffs last year. They tried to bully us, and it worked. They tried to push us around, and they did. And right now, I think you're seeing that from the upper portion, upper echelon of the league, not necessarily Macon and Pensacola, but you're seeing that from other teams who they don't want to skate with Michael Gillespie or Carson Rose or Drake Glover, but they'll doggone sure pound them into the glass if they have the chance.
Oh, and that's the thing, Jody. There's a difference between toughness and grit. You know what I mean? And I don't care if you're tough or not, but anybody, regardless of size, stature, the whole 9 yards, you can play gritty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have to be that way mentality-wise, right? If you want to survive in hockey, you better.
Any successful hockey player has some grit, Jody, or they wouldn't be here, and that's the key to it. So, what are the 2 magic things for the Bulls to be looking for here going into 25 to have a nice playoff run? You got to have players with grit, and are they the ones that are here? We will see. You know, and that's why I think a game like tonight is very important in that because you're 3-3. And just like in the playoffs, the games are back to back to back. You're going back and forth. They're quick series. And the second piece to it, shoot first mentality. And you saw it with Kyler Matthews out there. He got that puck. He wasn't looking for anybody else. He shoots the puck, and lo and behold, the hockey gods reward him with a goal.
All right. At the end of 1 period of play, Birmingham 2, Macon 1. Stay with us. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Drevany. We'll take a break. You're watching and listening to Birmingham Bulls Hockey.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is why I started Excalibur.
Professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Jody Chernesky, Greg Dreveny back at the Pelham Civic Complex. At the end of one period of play, heading into the second, Birmingham holding on to a 2-1 lead over the visiting Macon Mayhem. Birmingham will start the second period on a penalty kill. Macon still having 37 seconds remaining of power play time on the penalty to McGregor Sinclair. Greg, you got any scores from around the league?
So across the league tonight, Jody, you know, we were looking at these before the game and we were calling out what we thought, and we're, you know, tracking right against 1,000% here on what we thought was going to happen tonight. Fayetteville lost to Huntsville 4-0. So Huntsville shutting out Fayetteville tonight. That game's already over. Roanoke up 5-2 on Knoxville. That's an interesting battle there, as Roanoke came into tonight's game at number 5 and Knoxville at 4. So with 13 minutes left here in the third period, Roanoke looks like they're going to bring that one home. Here in Pelham, the Bulls are up 2-1 on Macon after the first period. And Peoria, no surprise here, up 3-1 on Pensacola going into the second period. And then the only other game tonight, we've got Quad City and Evansville, and they're knotted at 0 with 17:50 to go in the second period.
Well, I do know this, if the teams that are above you don't lose, it's hard to make up ground. And Huntsville's won again, Roanoke's winning, Peoria's winning. The only thing you can do is take care of what you can do on the ice in the game that's at hand, and this one tonight with Macon. Now Dorsey had a chance to check Koch. It goes by the wayside in the Bull zone. Macon has it. Goldowski for Grimshaw. Bounced over his stick but kept alive by Favaro. There's a centering pass looking for Goldowski. Knocked away from him, but Birmingham can't clear. Loose picked up by Jamie Dorsey. Chips it for Romeo, and that'll do it for the power players. Are down to 2-1, and Birmingham is back at full and even strength. And now in earnest will begin the second period of play as Dorsey takes his man into the boards. Loose puck. Allison's stick shatters. The whistle blows. And Greg, did he call a penalty?
I don't know.
The referee blew the whistle. He's going to crawl. It looks like a penalty on the Bulls. No, it's going to be on Macon.
Wow. I know Dorsey was battling with somebody in the corner down there in front of the ref.
Well, the penalty box door is open. The whistle blew, and now the referee, Mark Dungan, trying to explain things to the Macon coaching staff.
The only,
I don't know what's going on.
The only thing is it's either what happened in the corner, Jody, or Allison jumping off the bench. Did the other player stand and not jump in the bench?
Making penalty, Big Snyder for too many
men on the ice. Jake Raleigh will come over and serve the penalty for Macon. I did not see an extra man on the ice, but okay.
Well, Allison came off the bench hard when he hit that shot and broke his stick in half.
All right, this is Birmingham's second power play of the night, 0 for 1 thus far. Ryan Romeo will start the play behind his own net. He gets it ahead for Ledzianko, tips it in. Cup catches up with it first, tries to get it out. Olnick intercepts. Back at the point is play for Romeo. Far boards back to Ryan. Romeo sends one in deflected, bouncing wide. Phil Ledzianko has it. Back to Romeo. For Olnick score on the rebound. Ben Higgins was right there. He got the shot. It came off of Olnick's stick. Higgins in the right spot at the right time. Open net, and he buried it. Birmingham takes a 3-1 lead.
Textbook, Jody. You notice what we didn't see on that power play breakout? There was no hinge. They advanced through the neutral zone. It was a chip off the wall. Ledzianko went in with speed. The Bulls got possession of the puck back, worked it low to high, took a couple of shots down the other side, picked up their own rebound. Up top, great shot. I love to see it.
Higgins' second goal of the season, this one on the power play, giving the Bulls a 3-1 lead. We'll catch the assist in a moment. As Birmingham's forward has it off the draw. Hayden. Here's the call.
Scored by number 37, Ben Higgins. The assist, number 23, Phil Ledzianko, and number 26, Colton Olenek. Time in the goal.
So Birmingham taking the 3-1 lead on the power play. Macon in their own zone, having a little trouble getting it out. Paralot ahead for Grimshaw. Birmingham keeps it in. They'll bank it behind the net. Paralot has it. He lifts one into center ice and out. Now remember, Macon is without a backup goaltender, the emergency backup. Now here's a Birmingham inland.
Wow.
That was Glover. Took an errant pass, a bouncing puck. His backhander goes high. I was going to say that Bailey Birkin is the only contracted goalie on Macon's team tonight. Their emergency backup is one that lives here in Birmingham, Zach Denny. Macon's number one goalie, as we talked about earlier, has been recalled to the East Coast League. So once you get past Bailey Burke, they're going to have to leave him in, I guess is my point, no matter what happens.
Well, Jody, that's interesting you say that, because I was just going to ask you, what's your number before you're thinking Zach Denny?
They're going to leave him in. Now going down to the play, Glover takes the puck away. Backhands one as Allison went down. Played behind the net, Birmingham and Macon at even strength. Now look out, here we go. There's Schnaps, goes in with elbows high along the far corner, fighting with Kozarev for the puck. It's amazing, Greg, how they always find the smallest guys. Kozarev out in front, backhand, save made. Now here goes Schnaps.
There we go.
Body slamming down one of the Bulls players because he got into the blue paint. Kozarev walked right out in front, got the shot off. Birkin with the save. The puck was loose for a split second.
Wow.
And I believe that was Olnick that was bearing down on him. Schnaps really just grabbed him by the neck, an old-fashioned WWF move, and body slammed him to the ground. No call.
Call it the old horse collar, Jody. But I'll tell you, Schnaps was battling hard with Kozarev in the corner there.
Yeah, he was.
And I think when Kozarev popped the puck through his feet and took off, that lit something up in Schnaps. So he came, puck came to the net, and there was Olnick.
Yeah, I get why Schnaps did it, but
absolutely.
how's that not a roughing penalty? Either way, it was good to see. Now, there's Dorsey, had the puck. He turns and spins on the wraparound. Save made, rebound chip, and back comes Ishizuka. He tries to get past Romeo, ties him up nicely. Dorsey takes the puck away from both. Now Ishizuka gets it right back along the far half wall. Behind the net, Kelly takes down Dorsey. Loose puck, Winslow has it, or had it. Ishizuka now takes it. He spins it behind the net for Danny Winslow. Phil Edzianko ties him up. Kelly with the puck. He's hit by Dorsey. Now it's loose, just laying there in the corner. Puck now tied up underneath of all that soccer scrum, if you're a rugby scrum, if you will. Kip Ledzianko tips it ahead for Higgins. Off of his stick, Macon has it. Sent back into the Birmingham zone. Romeo tips it ahead. Goldowski intercepts his clearing pass. Behind the net, Koch. Hugo Koch hit. Loose puck along the near side. Picked up by Goldowski. Sinclair on him. Back at the point for Favero. Nick Favero, a shot blocker, save, rebound, lose. Allison had a chance at it, still has it. Takes a shot, score. Parker Allison.
You gotta be kidding me.
Went untouched, Greg, from this half wall, through the face-off circle, through the slot. Puck finally gets back to him, not once, but twice, and he beats Lots high. That's a play where you got to take Parker Allison out of the play.
Well, Jody, it was. And you talk about how many times can that puck bounce for that puck to end up back on Allison's stick there. That was incredible. I mean, he was almost to the goal line and reached back. He's got a very long stick, and I mean, heck of a shot at the end of it. But what I was talking about on that one is I can't believe that how that unfolded and how many opportunities there were for that puck to go anywhere else.
Parker Allison's second goal of the year cuts the lead for Birmingham to 3-2. Now Schnapp pushing and shoving in front of his own bench to Glover. Here's the call. Parker Allison on the goal. We'll get the assist in a moment. Macon brings it back into the Bull zone. Cup giving chase. Now There's Schnapp, of course. He wants a piece of Olnick. Schnapp wants a piece of anybody at this point.
Yep.
And we spoke about that earlier. Schnapp's basic reason he's out there, Greg, is for this. This is it.
Well, the guy, in 2023, Jody, did he have 37 games and 227 minutes and penalties?
37 games,
Something like
220 minutes and penalties in the Federal League. He'll go be escorted to the box. And in this situation, let him go to the box. Don't answer his call. He's going to get escorted. He's going to cause his team to go short-handed, just as he did then. In this case, I wouldn't want anybody to drop the gloves with him when he's giving you this opportunity.
There's a fine line, Jody, between having that physical grit, on your team, and that ability to answer the bell, but you can't take it to this level where that guy is costing you shorthanded.
Exactly, and that's what he just did right then. He was just looking for somebody. All right, Bulls on their third power play of the night, 1 for 2 thus far. Ledzianko back to Romeo. It gets past him and out, and Birmingham will have to get out of the zone and try it again. Ryan Romeo patiently behind his own net waits. Skated out in front, and here we go. Ledzianko's pass tipped by Winslow goes into the air. Off the scoreboard, I guess, but the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off at center ice. Went into the Bulls bench.
So, Jody, you were telling me earlier, January 4th. Is that kids' jersey night?
January 4th will be kids' jersey night. It's always a huge game. Always. There people will be lined up outside hours before the game. And my grandkids, of course, will be here. They always love that. We'll be playing against Pensacola that night. But January 4th, you won't be here. You'll be gone.
That's right.
Greg, tell us about what you've got going on for the 4th of January, not July.
Yeah, that's right. So from January 2nd to January 10th, Jody, we'll be taking the College Hockey South All-Star team to Austria. And we'll be playing in a tournament in Graz and a couple games in Germany. So be interesting to see here how that one goes. But yeah, I'm gonna miss the
That's a heck of an honor, though.
Yeah, kids' jersey night though. I mean, I'm a little upset I'm missing that one because it was his first 1,000 kids.
Well, as I look at the group itself, the kids' jersey night, Saturday, January 4th. First 1,000 kids 14 and under get a free replica jersey courtesy of UAB Sports Medicine, Encore, and Fox 6. The doors will open at 6 p.m. unless, like tonight, there's a weather situation, and we'll open the doors early for you. But get here early because it's only 1,000 jerseys, and that's it. Kozarev puts the brakes on in the far corner. 1:20 of power play time remaining for Birmingham. Behind the net, chip for McTavish. Cup on him. Played back for Brierly, just inside that Macon blue line. Taylor Brierly for Glover. Down low, Kozarev takes a shot, save made. Rebound loose, tied up. As Cup goes down along with McTavish, Bailey Birkin covers up. He had a player cruising on the back door, so that shot from Kozarev, I'm not sure it was a shot. It may have been a pass.
Well, it was. He tried to get a hold of that one, Jody, but Macon, they are doing a really good job protecting that down low. And you saw, even when Kozarev went back after that puck, when it came back out, there was just 2 or 3 bodies all laying down in front of Birkin.
I'll have to drop this one again. Sinclair, he goes down on a knee.
Yeah, he does.
When he takes the draw. I guess it gives him an advantage. I'm not sure what it is, but he does that.
Well, whatever he does, he's figured it out. He does very well on the draws.
McTavish, in his place, wins the draw. Kozarev picks the puck up for Birmingham. For Brierly. Kozarev through the slot. He takes a shot, save made, rebound loose, goes to the far corner. Birmingham has it. Kozarev for Brierly. Back to Nikita. Another 30 seconds of power play time remaining. Birmingham doing a good job passing, but no shooting.
Walk and shoot.
Glover plays it down low. Return for Drake Glover. Takes the shot. Hit the post. Bounces back to the blue line and out. Sadly, that doesn't count as a shot on goal. Here comes Brierly. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Taylor almost had it taken away and does. It's tipped away from him on a nice poke check by Winslow. Brierly brings it back in. That'll do it for the power play. Birmingham 1 for 3 now on the power play. Brierly sends it ahead. Birmingham will try and just chip it in. Ledzianko does. Cup picks it up, though, for Koch. Goldowski takes the pass from him, brings it into the Bull zone. Played along the near boards. Birmingham takes it away. Higgins has a goal tonight. Far side for Clark. Clark takes the shot, gloved by Birkin, and he holds on with traffic bearing down on him in front. 12:52 remaining in the second period. Bulls 3, Macon 2.
And I know it's Clark, Jody, and he's a defenseman coming down there, but the Bulls executed that perfectly across the blue line coming in. They had 3 guys in each lane. They give it to Clark on that far side. He's got a shooting lane. If he puts that up low off Birkin's pad, you got 2 guys crashing in the rebound side for a bang-in goal.
Bulls control the draw. There's a shot taken by Green, goes wide. He was looking for that bounce off the boards, but it's taken instead by Macon. Pass through center ice. Matthews kicks it, runs into his own man. It comes to Higgins. Higgins takes the shot well wide of the near post. And Macon chips it ahead. Nice play by Green. Intercepting that pass. Puck bounces off the boards. Macon has it. McGregor Sinclair takes his man down. Weber with the shot. That missed the mark. Romeo, along with, of course, Schnaps, hit on the play. It'll come free. Schnapp takes his man down, which was McTavish. Now Austin Weber's there. The play starting to pick up physically. And this one will be icy. Romeo goes back. What is it, Greg, about when a player comes on the ice and you know his sole purpose is to either A, hit you into next week, plant you through the glass, or make somebody fight? It seems like it just picks up the physical play all around him.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where a player like that isn't going to put up a whole lot of points, but what they do is they disrupt and they break the rhythm and they create more open ice and opportunities for other guys that they play with.
Schnapp on the draw, the player we're talking about along with Glover. Puck drop. Picked up by Macon, and here comes Koch. Hugo Koch lifts one in on Lotz. He'll stop it. Leave it for Romeo. Far side off the boards. Birmingham clears. Olding has a chance at it. Parker Allison back on him, rides him off the play. Now Kozarev comes in. Witherspoon has it now for Macon. Can't get it out. Glover keeps it in. Bounces off the boards. And there's that funny hop we were talking about. Birmingham used that to perfection last year. They knew exactly where to put the puck off the boards, and it would bounce always right in front to somebody waiting for it.
And just crazy in here with that. You can see how many silver partitions there are back there behind the net, Jody.
Yeah.
And that one just bounced up. It was a harmless dump, hit the partition and came right out at the post where Birkin had to, actually struggle with it a little bit to pull that one in.
Birmingham controls. Brierly has it. Takes a hit from Kelly, loses it. Paralot has it, and he'll bank one off the glass and out. Higgins has been all over the ice. He brings it back in. Nice centering pass. Ledzianko's shot goes wide of the far post. His brother Phil with the puck. He's hit on the play by Paralot, but gets it to Kip. Kip Ledzianko circles away, drops it for Ford. Winslow on him. Near side, Brierly. Shot from the point, blocker save made by Birkin. As the puck is sent along the near side, Birmingham's Ledzianko chips it into the near corner. Now it's played for Kip. Tried a centering pass taken away by Danny Winslow, and Macon will clear. Now big hit on the play. That one by Ishizuka. Birmingham had a shot at it. Macon clears.
Just caught Weber in the neutral zone, just making that turn, Jody. He was actually looking to get careen the puck back to the D, was looking to return, and just as he turned back, Ishizuka came in and just hammered him.
Face off in the Macon zone. 10.5 to go here in the second period. Bulls holding on to a 1-goal lead. Goldowski wins the draw for Macon. Birmingham intercepts Weber with a nice play. Actually hit off of Koch. Now it's loose along the near corner. Macon will clear the zone off the stick of Ishizuka. Macon changes on the fly. Sinclair banks one in off the boards. It gets up. Jarrett Cupp will wrap it around the near side. Matthews keeps it in for Birmingham. He lifts one high. It was deflected by Goldowski into the netting and out of play, so a face-off will come up in the Macon zone. 10:05 to go, second period.
And the Bulls starting to run away with this one a little bit on the shot clock here, Jody. Up to 23 shots for the Bulls, and Macon's sitting at just 12. So Macon's had 4 shots this period halfway through.
Kozer out with Glover, Matthews, Olnick. And I think that's Matt Clark on the other defense. Matthews has it. He takes a shot. Stick save made by Birkin. Picked up by Macon. Through center ice. Koch tried to line it up for Goldowski. Clark pokes that away. Kozarev takes it for Birmingham. Matthews, nice pass. Tried to get it back to Kozarev, but was behind him. Matthews will just send it in. Birmingham changing lines. Brings it back into the Bull zone. Now Dorsey delivers the hit. He gets the worst end of it, though. Parker Allison with the puck. Plays it around the boards, near side. Winslow had it, lost it. Ledzianko for Dorsey. He'll line it up far side. Birmingham clears through center ice. If they hurry 2-on-2. Ledzianko tried to get away from Winslow, couldn't do it. Romeo keeps it alive for Birmingham.
Good little soccer action there by Romeo on the point to keep that one in.
Now Ledzianko takes his man down. Another player bites the dust. That's Ibarra for Macon. And they'll skate away. Look out. They had a chance there with Winslow. He couldn't line up with the puck, and it bounced away from him. Now Perlot has it. Perlot through the slot. There's a shot taken by Witherspoon. That one goes high. Birmingham Sinclair just bats it out of the air into center ice. Matty Ibarra had it taken away from him by Sinclair. Now McTavish tips it in. Deep into the Macon zone behind their own net. Kelly had it. Ahead for Schnapp. Ibarra picks it up. Nice backhander pass. There's a shot save made off the stick of Kelly. A nice pass right through the slot as Kelly was streaking. But Austin Lott stops it on the backhand.
Remember that save, Jody, because sitting here with 8 minutes left in the second period, that is a huge save by Austin Lott. And just Macon got wide open in the slot, came in, cut through. Olnick was actually back checking, trying to catch the guy. And, you know, that's one situation there. Big save by Lott's, only his 5th shot of the period. But if that goes in, you're sitting here in a 3-3 game late in the second period.
8:11 to go. Now, the last portion of this period, anything can happen, of course, but you get the feeling that the next goal is kind of a big one, if there is going to be one. If Macon ties this score up at 3-3, then Birmingham may be back on their heels.
Right. A little bit of even myself sitting here, Joe,
yeah,
it's a little bit of a false sense of security, right, because it feels like the game should be about 5-2.
But it's not.
Right, it's 3-2, and that's what I just realized. If they convert on that one there, this game takes a totally different spin.
Schnapp on the draw for Macon. They'll do it again as there's some movement over here. Ishizuka and Clark. Now Glover toss. Olnick will come in this place. Puck is dropped. Clark takes it, wraps it around the far boards. Glover is there. Tips it ahead for Kozarev. Kozarev has Olnick streaking. He moves in. Backhander save made. He doesn't know where the puck is, right underneath of him. Right between his legs. Birkin so fortunate on that. Birmingham just had nobody there to tip it in.
That's twice that's happened. Birkin with a puck right between his feet.
Now Birmingham sends it in. Olnick goes in along with Kelly. Played behind the net, near side. Bulls pick it up. Higgins plays it behind the net for Olnick. Schnapp on him. Paralot couldn't get it out. Higgins intercepted that and knocks the pass down. Phil Edzianko back at the point. Dorsey back for Phil, has Romeo near side. Phil Edzianko for Romeo, one-timer knocked down by the defense, and that's Schnapp who felt every centimeter of that slap shot.
And look at that, Jody. He's right back up trying to block another one, and he did.
Now Higgins picks the loose puck up for Birmingham. Schnapp without a stick. Romeo backhands a pass near side. That's Higgins with it. Plays it down low. Birmingham with possession, but can't get through to the goaltender. There's a shot saved. Finally, Birkin. The shot went in, and it had a shot on goal, but he just jumps on the puck to relieve the pressure with 6:48 to go here in the second.
Well, I know we talk about him a lot, Jody, but again, watching this Schnapp kid, I mean, I kind of like him, even though, he's got a lot of penalty minutes. You kind of expect a certain style of play by that guy, but, I mean, he's out there. The kid's working hard. He's blocking shots. I mean, those are a lot of good qualities that you're looking for in one of your...
Well, his reputation precedes him, and you just get a false sense of maybe who he is and what he's there for. But I agree with you. He's done more than just intimidate tonight. He's played well defensively. Witherspoon backhands one into the Bull zone. Forward back with Goldowski. Played by the Bulls, and they'll skate away. McTavish banks one off the boards for Sinclair. Allison had a hold of him. No call. Puck sent for Allison. He'll backhand one for Goldowski. That quickly Macon turns it. Far side, Witherspoon, a shot deflected by Goldowski. And if Lotz isn't ready, if his reflexes aren't there, that's a goal, but he makes the save and covers it for a face-off.
Well, big save there by Lotz, Jody. He was actually moving to his right. Shot got deflected at the last second, and he sprung back off his toe to the left and picked that one off with his pad, pulled it in. No rebound there, but great redirection shot by Macon. Better save by Lotz.
You know, I want to say this. Parker Allison, playing for Macon, has a goal tonight. His dad used to always converse with us during the game, Greg. It was really nice to talk to him. A very friendly guy. Now, I never had a chance to meet him, but I do miss the interaction we had with him online during Bulls games. I hope he's listening tonight. If you are, just to let you know, we enjoy talking with you, and you can talk with us anytime you want. Birmingham banks one off the glass and out. Going back to get it, though. Paralot has Olnick on him. A soft pass, can't get it past Matthews. He sends it right back in. Birmingham behind the net. Nice centering pass for Kozarev. His shot goes wide. Kozarev waited a split second too long to send that shot in. Now it's played along the far wall. Clark fighting for it. Puck comes free. Macon has it. Near side off the wall. They'll clear. Wiley had it, lost it. Now it's loose at center ice. Bulls have it. Kyler Matthews with the puck. Stopped by Paralot. Matthews there as well. It couldn't keep it in that neutral zone. Macon sends it in. Matt Clark will get it for the Bulls. Ahead for Higgins. Higgins has a goal tonight. He stood up by Romatario. Near side Cup. Sends it along the wall. Kepledzianko takes it. There's a shot from the point. Saved, actually knocked down defensively by Macon. Now Romeo takes a shot, deflected, skate save made by Birkin.
Like that shot by Romeo.
Puck tied up along the corner. Now Ledzianko ties his man up. His brother Kip tries to poke it free and get it out, and he does. Romeo turns it right back in from the blue line. Nice centering pass by Kip Ledzianko. Save is made. Macon clears. Ishizuka. Two Bulls back defensively. Has Kelly with him. Banks went off the boards. Romeo ties his man Kelly up. Now it's loose. Dorsey comes in. McTavish comes in as well. Loose puck. Bulls can't clear. This is when you get into trouble.
Yep.
Dorsey finally gets it to a player, and Birmingham clears. Last night, several times we had opportunities to clear the puck, and it always seems to result in a great scoring chance or a goal. Favaro through the slot. His shot goes high and wide. Lots down on his knees. I'm not sure if he's hurt, but he's very slow to get up, Greg.
I don't like that.
Now the puck sent back in below the Bulls' goal line. Grimshaw has it. Keep an eye on Austin Lots. I didn't like the way he got up. That's played along the far wall. Goldowski has it. Big hit on the play. Puck comes to Romatario, though. Romatario drops it for Koch. Puck being controlled by Macon. Birmingham just cannot seem to turn the tide on this one. Finally, Kozarev banks one down the ice and out.
Definitely, Jody. And whenever they struggle to get it out, it seems like it takes us a minute and a half. That's a long time in hockey to get
Now
out.
Koch sends a pass through the slot, picked up by Sinclair. He backhands one down the ice. I still would like to know what's going on with Austin Lots.
Yeah, we'll see here.
He slowly skates over to the Bulls bench. It may be absolutely nothing. He may have just been on his knees catching his breath. I don't know. But that didn't seem like typical Austin Lots to me.
Looked harmless enough coming in, but like I said, as a goalie, when you drop and you plant your weight on your knees and then you have to make a quick movement, and that shot went blocker side on Austin Lots, just careened wide of the net. But you don't always put yourself in jeopardy, Jody. Making saves, sometimes it's just moving, attempting to make a save. That's something just twicks or tweaks or whatever you have you. But
Greg,
nonetheless, good for Lots to...
I know a man, and this was 20 years ago, who got up out of bed in the morning, stretched, like every other man in the world or every other person go to the restroom. When he got up out of bed and stretched, he snapped his ligament. Just stretching. Anything can happen, my point is, at any time. That just didn't look natural for Austin.
Right.
And I know for a fact, knowing Austin, he's not going to tell anyone if he's uncomfortable, if he's in pain, or, well, especially with Hayden Stewart on the IR.
We'll see how he comes out here, and, you know, I guarantee you you won't see Austin Lots do anything for at least the next 2 minutes, 57 seconds, and then we'll see if he comes out for the third, because he's not just going to come out of the net.
Danny Winslow on the draw for Macon. Sinclair for Birmingham. Puck loose at their skates. Picked up by Macon. Now a high stick gets up. And there will be a penalty called as Winslow, excuse me, that was Ibarra. Matty Ibarra's stick gets up into the face. And I believe it's hard to tell when their sides are to us. Still don't know who it is. May have been Sinclair. Ford, I'm sorry, it's Hayden Ford. Matty Ibarra in the box for the high stick. He did it, he didn't argue. And it was clear to us to see it as well. I hope Ford's okay, he seems to be. This will be Birmingham's fourth power play of the night. They're 1 for 3 coming into this one.
And this could be good news for Lots here, Jody, getting a little break on the power play, hopefully.
Off the draw, Romeo has it. They'll set the power play up for Birmingham, just underway on it. Romeo with it. Down low. Back to Romeo. Watch out. It almost escaped the blue line. Ledzianko plays it down low. There's a shot save made by Birkin. Stick save, and he just gobbles it up, puts the mitt down on it. Birmingham working it low and just spinning it in just to see maybe if there's a rebound pop out.
Well, you saw they worked it down low to Higgins for a shot, Jody, but if you remember the goal that Higgins had, it came from him banging home a rebound that was shot from out high. So where Ledzianko's at, sometimes you don't always shoot to score, shoot for the rebound, because Higgins was in great position there in the rebound lane.
Well, both Ledziankos are on the ice now. Romeo has the puck after the draw. Sets it up far side. Romeo had to retreat out of the zone as that puck, that pass from Phil Ledzianko off the mark, to say the least. So we'll try it again. 1.5 minutes to go in this power play for Birmingham. Crowd trying to get something going for Birmingham as Romeo drops it back. Nick Tavish with it. He backhands one over, easily taken away. And look out, here comes Ishizuka. Ishizuka had it poked away from him by Briley. And you're right, Greg, every time we try to do that hinge and that drop pass, something bad happens. It almost resulted in a giveaway and breakaway. And here we go again. A minute to go in the power play. Kozarev can't gain the blue line. Kelly picks it up. He can't clear. Goldowski is there, though, and he does.
Yeah, I think we were lucky, Jody, that Ishizuka was at the back end of his PK shift there. He didn't have any gas left in the tank, or he'd have been gone.
Now Brierly skates ahead with it. Please don't drop it back. Taylor brings it in the zone. Puts the brakes on. Back at the point for Sinclair. McGregor. Top of the face-off circle. Lazy backhand pass over for Brierly. Watch out for that. McTavish with a shot. That's deflected it wide. Comes right to Brierly, though. Back at the point for McTavish. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Brierly with the puck. You have to shoot the puck, guys. Brierly spins away. Far face-off circle down low. Looking for a deflection. It wasn't there and easily taken away. Winslow has it. Tried to line it up for Ibarra. Couldn't do it. Lotz clears it to the boards. Now it's played down low by Ibarra. Ledzianko on him. Kelly with it. For Ibarra. Brierly takes it away from him. Taylor, nice play. Birmingham can't gain control completely, though. Finally, Brierly just banks one off the glass and out. We're down to 20 seconds of time left here in the second period. Birmingham up by 1. Lotz plays it for Clark. Puck in the Bull zone, 10 seconds to go. Ledzianko just hammers one off the boards and out. Trying to get through this period. Favaro sends it right back in. That'll do it for the second period of play. Now Clark hit by Koch. As the whistle was blowing, he didn't like it, so he gave him a little shove afterward. Now Grimshaw comes in on Clark to keep him away from Hugo Koch. Cooler heads will prevail, and if the score wasn't a close game,
right,
we're looking at something different here. But because it's a 3-2 game and anybody's game to claim right now, everyone will just skate away and go to the locker room and regroup and figure out what to do for the third period.
Well, Jody, I know that Bruce Brierly listens regular here on YouTube, and he comments a lot in the chat. And Bruce, I'm just going to tell you, as you're sitting there, Jody Taylor has 3 goals and 14 assists on the year for 17 points.
Right.
We love him. How many points would he have if he had a shoot-first mentality? I bet you he would have as many goals as he has assists, and he'd be in the 30s.
You know, every time we seem to, I shouldn't say every time, most times when we seem to get that shot from the defenseman,
Yep.
low on the ice, a foot off the ice, whatever, good things happen. But you're right. For some reason, there's always that extra pass or looking for that extra tip or bounce off the boards when the game is really simple. You put the puck in the net, and the only way to do that is to shoot the puck.
Right.
So,
and I think Brierly has a heck of a shot.
He does.
That's what I don't. I mean, top of the circle is right there. Shoot the puck.
I can't and will not complain anything to do with Taylor Brierly.
Oh, no.
The guy's the best player on this team and arguably the best defenseman in this league, and has been that way all year long. It's a shame not to take advantage of it, though. When you've got him here, do something about it. Birmingham will take this 1-goal lead into the locker room, out shooting Macon almost 2-1. 30 shots on goal for Birmingham, 14 for Macon, but yet it's a very uneasy feeling.
Yep. And a team like Macon, Jody, you know what? They hang on, and if they get into the third period and they're a goal either way, like, they'll find another gear because they think they have a chance. You know what I mean? That any time a team thinks they have a chance to win, they become a dangerous team, and this is why. Bulls have got them 3-2. They're coming back here, coming into the third period. The next goal is going to be key, Jody, and if you're the Bulls, you got the dagger in. Now you want to stick it and twist it.
You know, as the season began, I was so excited, so fired up. On paper, Birmingham had the best team that we've ever had. At least in my opinion, it was. It hasn't quite worked out that way as the year has gone on and progressed. We still know we have talent on this team. We have 2 of the best players, at least point-wise, when they're healthy, in Carson Rhodes and Michael Gillespie. You throw in Drake Glover in there as well as the talent of the Lezianko twins. I mean, the play of Taylor Brierly. I mean, this team should be winning more games than they are.
So here's something to think about, though, Jody. I agree with you 100% about the anticipation and the expectation and all that stuff and the talent that the Bulls had on paper coming into the year. And I still think that they're that talented.
I do too.
However, when you look around the league, I think that the talent pool in the league around that Bulls, what we thought the best Bulls team ever coming into the season, I think the talent on the other teams around the league equals the Bulls, and that's something we weren't expecting.
Well, you and I talked about the parity in this league and how it was definitely going to be a very competitive year. We knew that Knoxville was going to improve. We knew with new ownership, Macon would improve. Wasn't sure about Pensacola. We knew we had a good team on paper, but Greg, everybody seems to be a little bit better, and we both admitted that we could have just as good of a hockey team as we've ever had, and in this league, still not even make the playoffs.
Well, that would be crazy, but I think that, I mean, even you go back and listen to our initial broadcast at the start of the year, Jody, and we were just already talking about playoffs and thinking about how blah, 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 but you know what? I am really getting excited sitting here looking at it. I know we're in 7th place, but 7th place to 3rd place is a quick hop and a skip, Jody, especially if you throw a couple of wins together. And, you know, the best thing to do for the Bulls is exactly what they did coming into this weekend. The season is, 56 games, whatever it is. But what you have to do is you have to break up that 56 games into small segments. And that's exactly what they did. They talked about coming into this weekend, securing 4 points, and that was their goal. So you know what? You check that goal off the box, and then you move on. You look at your next segment of games. You're like, okay, what's our goal here? And, you know, Coach Simchuk, Coach Kerr, they've got a good mindset with that. And I think that's the better way to handle a team as opposed to just looking at it instead of looking at the whole season, because then you lose some guys. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, boy, I can take a couple games off here and there. But smart goal setting, keep them short, keep them simple, and progress through the season.
Well, we do know that the collegiate hockey season, when it ends, always creates movement from the NHL to the AHL to the East Coast League to the SPHL, even to the Fed. Anytime that is, a college hockey season is over with and your eligibility is gone, you're going to start seeing some of these players get into the lineup of the teams and leagues that are above us. And when that happens, other players, if they want to continue to play, have to be pushed down into the leagues beneath them. Now, that doesn't mean that every team in the SPHL is going to get 4 or 5 new players, whether they be collegiate players or East Coast players. But it does create movement. And the team that handles that time and that transitional period better usually winds up with an advantage when the playoffs come around.
I think if you look at all the rosters right now today, Jody, and where they sit starting January 1st, 25, I bet you whoever is in the playoffs and progresses through the playoffs, everybody will add 1 or 2 players between January and March to better their teams.
Some may be more than that.
Well, could be, but I'm just saying minimally, you know, setting the bar, everybody will make at least 2 roster additions.
And if you're currently on an SPHL team, that would make me nervous to know that, hey, somebody could push me out of a job if I don't pick my game up and start doing what I'm being told to do.
And now you just went full circle back to what I was talking about in the first period about how a game like this is an opportunity for those, you know, whatever you call them, your second, your third liner, but, you know, your 4 through 11 forwards and your, 5 through 7 defensemen. This is your opportunity to secure your spot so that when you're talking about who stays and who goes and, hey, we got an opportunity to bring in blah, 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 you know, kind of like Miracle. Remember Miracle when they brought in the the top goal scorer or whatever, and they were like, hey, we don't need him.
Motivation's a funny thing.
It
You
is.
never know what it is that's going to push somebody over the edge, but I know this throughout my entire life. Anytime I've ever worried that my position may be up in the air, it's pushed me to be a little bit better at what I'm doing, no matter what the field I was in.
Well, healthy competition.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Okay, at the end of 2 periods of play, Birmingham holding on to a 3-2 lead over Macon. Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveny. Stay with us. We'll take a break. Come back, third period action. You're listening and watching Birmingham Bulls hockey.
games are more fun with friends and family. Be the hero of the next family gathering or corporate party and host it with us. Groups of 25 or more save big by purchasing group tickets from the Bulls front office. Call us at 205-620-6870 to save $4 off the gate price, plus no Ticketmaster fees or taxes. And if you come down and you bring that group, there's nothing better than to get the pregame fan experience. Bulls fans, are you looking for a behind-the-scenes look at your Birmingham Bulls? It's time for you to check out the Bulls fan experience. Go to bullshockey.net and reserve your spot for only $40. You'll be able to watch your favorite Bulls player from the Bulls home bench during warm-ups, be on the ice for pregame hype video and player introductions, and even take home an autographed action shot of a Bulls player. Only 20 slots available per game, so visit bullshockey.net for more information and reserve your slot today. Life's too short to sit on the sidelines. UAB Sports Medicine and Exercise provides expertise to support everyone. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, UAB Sports and Exercise Medicine provides state-of-the-art facilities and top-notch specialists dedicated to helping you keep during the activities you love. From personalized injury prevention to advanced treatments and rehabilitation, UAB Sports and Exercise Medicine has you covered.
Jody Chernesky back with Greg Dreveny here at the Pelham Civic Complex. Getting set for the third period. Both teams making their way on the ice. Bulls up 3-2. Greg, in that locker room, we have to be reminded this was the same score we had last night, 3-2. We gave up 4 third period goals. We can't do that again, but it looks like I was right. I hate to say it. But wait a minute, I thought we had a goalie change, but we don't.
Austin Lotz back in the net for the Bulls.
I thought for a moment that was Davidson, the backup, but I was wrong. Thank goodness.
Well, he's wearing number 30 tonight, so I thought it for a second too, Jody.
Yeah, it just looked differently, but now I see Davidson on the bench. Okay, we're about set. 20 minutes to go. Please, no more 4-goal third periods for the other guys. Off the draw, Birmingham has it. Dorsey sips it back into the Macon zone. Allison hit on the play by the Bulls, and it clears to center ice. Here's Kelly. Jacob Kelly chips one past the Bulls' defense. Has it in the near corner. Now he's hit. Loose puck along the corner, played up along the boards, where it's taken by Ibarra. He drops it for Favaro. Remember, we're still on a power play. Actually, we're at full and even strength. Played right along that on the blue line, and offside is called.
And there you go again, Jody. A nice little quiet shift by Austin Weber. Comes out there to start off this Bulls with another big hit down there in the corner. And that's got to be 5 or 6 good finish checks that I've seen by him tonight.
He belongs. He's playing well. You're not expecting him to score a hat trick, but he's making a difference, especially defensively for Birmingham.
Yes.
Off the draw, Birmingham sends it back in the Macon zone. Kozarev will catch up with it first, so icing is waved off. It's away from Paralot, but Paralot takes it back. Ford, a good job for the moment to keep it in for Birmingham, but It does escape. Birmingham will have to regroup. Hayden Ford gets past Paroline. On the far boards, picked up by Olnick. Olnick hit by Grimshaw, but still manages to get it over for Drake Glover. He's tied up Glover. Far side for Olnick. Ford takes the shot. Blocker save, penalty coming up. This one will be on Birmingham. Goldowski with the puck. He'll skate into the Bulls zone. Big hit on the play by Higgins, taking Goldowski down. That may have been a frustration hit, Greg, more than anything.
Could be, but you're going to see, I think, Glover going to the box for a cross-check back there behind Birkin on the Macon defender.
Well, I saw Birkin go down, but I thought it was due to his own player.
Well, it was, but that player was hit by Glover back behind on the goal line.
Cross-checking is the call on Drake Glover. He's trying to explain what happened, but the penalty box door is open. He's going in.
Yeah, that's hard to explain on that one, Jody. I think you just go to the box and serve your two.
Birmingham back on the penalty kill.
And here we are in a 3-2 game that does not feel like a 3-2 game.
No, this is their second power play of the night. We'll drop the face-off again, but this just feels, like I said all along, like an odd hockey game. Last night we had a 3-2 lead going into the third and wound up losing 6-3. I'm sure that's in the back of the minds of not only the coaches but the players too, Greg.
Well, I don't think that that's going to be the case tonight, Jim.
I don't either, but does that make you kind of draw up and play tighter instead of loose when you realize, wait a minute, we're in the same position we were last night?
I think what you have to do if you're down there on the Bulls bench is you just have to reel it in and be like, okay, you know, we've carried the game to this point. We're double them in shots, 30 to 15. Yeah. And they're currently trying to get the penalties straight up there on the board. Okay, there we go. Glover, 2 minutes, and I think that's it. 5-on-4 hockey. Here we go.
Off the draw, picked up by Romatario for Witherspoon. He takes a shot, blocked by Romeo nicely in the Bulls. Spin and clear. Romeo feeling that one, though.
Yep.
Birkin leaves it for his defense. They waste no time. They'll skate away. Ishizuka brings it into the Bull zone, drops it for Witherspoon. Return to Ishizuka. A centering pass. Nice idea, but it was off the mark. Kelly was there. Birmingham intercepts. Along the far wall, Ben Higgins fighting for it. Ishizuka as well. Centering pass for Witherspoon. He takes a shot deflected by Olnick. If Witherspoon catches that cleanly, it's a different story. Now Matthews ties his man up. Puck squirts free for Ishizuka for Witherspoon. Minute 10 of power play time remaining for Macon. Ishizuka lost it, and good play cleared by Olnick to center ice. Witherspoon again off that stanchion, an odd hop. Tried to send it in deep, but it bounced right into the slot. Birmingham fortunate to clear. Puck played around the near boards. Kozarev is there, gets it past Goldowski and out, where Favaro has it in his own zone. Nick Favaro ahead for Grimshaw. That's an offside. How is that not called? Goldowski was there. Birmingham intercepts nonetheless. Phil Ledzianko with Kozarev. Ledzianko takes the shot deflected high and off the glass. Kozarev loses it, and Goldowski drops it back. We're down to 20 seconds of power play time remaining for Macon. Favaro, one more time, sends it in deep behind Austin Lotz. Ford tried to hammer it out. He couldn't. Schnapp was there. McTavish picks it up, and he'll clear, and that'll do it for the power play. Glover at 3-2, and he'll be out of the box. Birmingham back at full and even strength. Ibarra takes a big hit from Higgins. Loose puck, Bulls pick it up. Phil Ledzianko curls away. Now a shot from the point, glove save. Now right there in front, Parker Allison moves his man out of the way. But that shot taken from the point, Greg.
Dangerous shot. Handcuffed Birkin a little bit, Jody, and once again that puck dropped right down in front of his pads. But you're right, Allison did a great job boxing out the Bulls forward, and Birkin covered it up.
Allison's dad was in attendance. We didn't even know it.
Right.
His wife apparently texted him and said they're talking about you, so he came by to say hello. That's the first time we had a chance to meet him, so it was good to see. Real friendly man. Hope things work out for his son. Now back to action. Dorsey has it for Birmingham. Chips it past Kip Ledzianko down into the Macon zone. Plays it ahead for Ishizuka. Glover was on it, so he opts to just dump it in. Lawson will play it. Austin Lotz along the near side. Olnick had it taken away from him by Romatario behind the Bulls net. Wrap around, save made by Lotz. Roos puck. Lotz covers it up. Now Matthews pushing and shoving with Jake Raleigh. Nothing else will come of this, but
once again, Jody, there's that Macon player just all by themselves finding a way to get it on Lotz with the wraparound on the backhand. Got his own rebound, and Lotz had to make the first save and then follow up with the second save, diving out to cover up that puck. That's another huge save.
All the players that are out on the ice or on the bench, Austin Lotz will be more than happy to have Sunday morning come around where he doesn't have to play again that night.
Well, I think
he needs the break.
His optional will be optional for sure on Monday.
Kozarev off the draw, backhands down the length of the ice, back to pick it up. Is Macon, and an icing is called. Face-off will come right back down in the Birmingham end. 15:33 to go here in the third.
So in watching Macon, Jody, on that power play, just not a lot of gas left in the tank. And if you're Birmingham, you got to be able to see that and realize that, okay, we need to turn it up a notch here for the next 5 minutes and put this thing away.
Goldowski on the draw for Macon. Bulls control. Birmingham been doing very well lately, Greg, on face-off situations between McTavish and Sinclair both, along with Glover. It's been working out really well. Now Birmingham in their own zone off the skate of Olnick. Colton drops it back on defense. Birmingham will try it this way. Banks went off the boards for Kozarev, gets past everyone.
Yep, beats it out.
Allison comes in, taps it around far side for Grimshaw, gets past him, and Birmingham's forward has it. He leaves it for Taylor Brierly. Ahead for McTavish. Paralot knocks him off the play. Turnover picked up by the Bulls. Sinclair with a shot. That one deflected off the side of the net for a moment. I thought it was in. Now behind the net, Brierly has it. Goldowski watches him. Brierly drops it down low in the corner. Favara ties his man up. Paralot tries to get out. He can't. Brierly keeps it in. He takes the shot. Save made. Rebound loose right in the blue paint. And it's finally covered up by Bailey Burke, and Paralot tried to get the puck and just shove it underneath the pads of Birkin, but Birkin found it anyway. 14:29 to go here in the third. We'll have our first media timeout of the third period. Again, January 4th, kids' jersey night. It's the one my grandkids always look forward to, but just remember, there's only 1,000 jerseys that are going to be available, and this is the first 1,000 people are kids 12 and under, was it, Greg?
Yep.
12 and under.
14.
14 and under get a free jersey. And I just recommend, weather withstanding, that you get here as early as you can, because those are the nights where the giveaways are gone in an instant.
Hey, with the weather the way that it's been, Jody, if it's not raining and we have a nice Alabama day, that's a good day for a tailgate.
Well, on a day like that, you know there's going to be a line to get into the building early. It's best to get your tickets early, too. The last thing you want to do is try to stand that line at the ticket office an hour and a half before the game thinking you're going to get a free Kiss jersey. You're not. You need to get those tickets early. You can call the Bulls office. You can go online. Come by the ticket office yourself at the Pelham Civic Complex. But whatever you do, don't wait to the last minute for that night. Off the draw. Phil Ledzianko has it. Higgins with him. He spins away from Cup. Behind the net to his brother, Kip. Kip has it. Sends a pass for Higgins. Couldn't handle it. Gets it back, though, to Brierly. Behind the net, Kip Ledzianko. Tried to actually lift it over the net. Couldn't do it. Winslow has it. Danny Winslow ahead for Kelly. They'll just dump it in. Cope giving chase. Birmingham chips it away. Higgins avoids the hit. Gets it ahead for Ledzianko. Phil has it. Jared Cup on him. He drops it back to his brother Kip. He spins, save made, rebound loose. And with Brierly there, he just jumps on it and covers up. That one almost went to Brierly. If he does, that's a goal.
Absolutely. Great job by Brierly jumping in there. A little defense on offense. I like how that looks, Jody. How many minutes do you think Brierly averages a game?
You're not kidding. It's, you know, it seems like every other shift he's back on the ice. If one forward shift or one line comes on, he's on the line or on the ice with him. One more comes on, and he's back the next shift. It's like every other shift of forwards, he's on the ice. As Romeo goes back to touch up, icing is called on Macon. 13:41 remaining here in the third. Bulls up by 1. They're holding on, but every second that goes by, we don't increase that lead to 4-2. Makes me a little bit more nervous, Greg.
Yeah, I don't like holding on. I want to get this one put away so we can get out of here and get ready for Sunday.
Off the draw, Glover had it, lost it. It's picked up by Macon, and here we go. Ishizuka with the puck. Manning a pass up for Ibarra. Matty Ibarra has it taken away from him by Glover, and Glover just opts to lift it into center ice. Kozarev was there. He tried to poke it free to himself, but he couldn't, so he'll come off the ice. Birmingham changing lines. Paralot loses the puck. Birmingham has it. Dorsey with it. Edman's a pass through center ice, tipped in by McTavish. Weber takes his man down out of the play. Now Paralot hit by McTavish. Played behind the net, Ibarra for Paralot. Weber nailed him, and he actually eased up on him. He could have really hit him and hurt him then, but Weber eased up on that play. Puck sent back into the Macon zone. Paralot has it. Gets it past both Ledzianko brothers down into the Bull zone. Lotz will play it for Clark. Along the near wall, Birmingham takes the puck, and Phil Ledzianko skates ahead, gives it to his brother Kip. Poke checked away from him nicely by Jarrett Cup to Goldowski. 1-on-3. Jay Goldowski, a nice play by Matthews, poked it away from him, but he still holds on to the puck. Now behind the net, Clark had it. Phil Ledzianko comes in as well. Puck squirts free to Goldowski. Jay Goldowski just sends one behind the net, bounce off the boards, comes right to Macon. Grimshaw. Right into the corner past Matthews. Birmingham having a little trouble getting out of the zone. It's kept alive by Schnapp. Behind the net, Matthews will try it one more time. He gets past Clark, finally pokes free into center ice. But Macon has it there. Romatario, Birmingham changing lines. And Romatario goes down, almost lost the puck. Sets it up far side again.
Hit the ref.
The ref gets in the way of this one. He's smarting a little bit as well. Birmingham fires it right back in. Koch avoids the hit from Olnick, but Olnick takes it away. A centering pass off the mark. And Macon will clear. Ford has it. Ahead for Glover. It bounced off his leg to Ishizuka. Tao Ishizuka circles back. Bulls catch and drop on the fly, and it's McTavish. Look out, he gets a hit there by Winslow. Far side, Macon has it. Just past Witherspoon, and Birmingham will fire it right back in. McTavish does. Romatario had it. That's loose in the corner, fighting for it. Comes free to Birmingham. Romeo, he takes a shot, blocked by Ishizuka, and Witherspoon takes it for Macon.
Both teams doing a really good job here, Jody, in the neutral zone, taking away any stretch opportunities.
The last two games for Birmingham, that neutral zone has just not been friendly to them. They just can't seem to get control and take it in. Now it bounces off of another. That's Kip Ledzianko goes down as it bounced off his stick. It's not a neutral zone trap that Peoria was using, nor is Macon using, but boy, they're clogging things up and trying to take those passes away from Birmingham.
Yeah, Peoria they hold really tight at their blue line, and even the Bulls here, Sinclair on that last transition did a really good job stepping up across the red line to shut down Ishizuka, and he just had to flip it in and dump it in.
Jared Cupp with the puck. He sends it ahead. Goldowski giving chase. Matt Clark catches up with it first for Birmingham. Spins away from Goldowski. Nice move. Clark through center ice. He stood up by Cupp. Loose puck now behind the net. Paralot has it. Poked away from him, but right to Grimshaw. And here we go. 3-on-2 the other way. Trent Grimshaw brings it into the Bull zone. Holds on to it. Sends a shot in. Steered aside by Lotz. Glover ties his man up, as does Clark, and the puck squirts free to far boards. Birmingham skates away. The puck came straight to Ledzianko. Ibarra checked on the play by Olnick, but still maintains possession. Kozarev takes it back. He's hit, and the linesman gets in the way of all players. Puck squirts in right to Birkin, who'll clear it himself. Brierly in his own zone. Here comes Kozarev, avoids the hit of Winslow. He holds on, takes a shot.
Another
with Sinclair motoring in. He tried to get his stick on the puck to deflect it, but it got to Bailey Birkin first, who covered up. So no harm, no foul, no goal either, though.
Tell you, Jody, you talked about January 4th, the kids' jersey night, and even tonight, big crowd here on a Saturday night, and tonight's attendance not quite a sellout, but almost at 3,828 tonight.
That's amazing to me, and I'll tell you why. The weather's bad outside.
Yeah, I was going to say bad weather and all.
They're even talking about tornadic situations, tornado watches, tornado warnings. Usually when that happens, people stay at home, you know, but tonight they came back to the hockey game. I just wonder what the attendance would have been had there not been any severe weather warnings.
No, I guarantee you, on Legends Night, Jody, there's always a high crowd here. So that's good to see everybody out. And the next game, that January 4th night, Jody, is one to mark off on your calendar. After the new year, get the new year out. And,
you know, you're right about that. Even with me, there comes a time where I've had enough Christmas.
Yep.
I've had enough family. I love you guys, but I've had enough. I want to go do something else. I'm not a movie guy. Just going to a game, whether it be during baseball season, you go to a Barons game, or, of course, here for the hockey game, January 4th is going to be a big night. It's I'm not going to say the words sell out, but I'm just telling you, I'm advising you, if you want to go and get your kids a free jersey, you better get your tickets as soon as possible. Brierly had it poked away from him by Kelly. Austin Lotz out of his net, plays it himself to the far corner, and Birmingham clears the zone. McTavish pokes it past Allison. Can't catch up with the puck, though. Romatario drops it for Ishizuka. He's taken down by Sinclair. Puck coughed up. Birmingham has to clear the zone, though, as the puck escaped the blue line. 8.5 to go here in the third period. Bulls cling to that one-goal lead at 3-2. Phil Ledzianko takes the puck away, drops it for Higgins. Higgins holds on too long, gets the Dorsey a save made. Rebound loose. Ledzianko had it, and it just missed that far post, Greg.
Great save by Birkin there. First on the shot in from Dorsey, and then pick it up in the slot. Ledzianko. Birkin comes straight across and just pidged it with his left toe. Pidged.
Witherspoon with the puck for Macon. Tries to get past two Bulls defensemen. He can't do it. He was stood up by Romeo on a nice play. Now it's loose behind the Bulls net. Dorsey backhands over for his partner, Ryan Romeo. He can't poke it free. In the corner now, Hugo Koch and Dorsey come in hard after it. Finally, Birmingham gets the puck in their own slot, and they'll send it through center ice. Paralot tried to set it up for Schnapp, who will bring it in. Drops it. Back for Witherspoon. Paralot off his stick. Birmingham taps it to the far boards. Olnick can't get it out. Jared Cupp, nice play to keep it alive for Hugo Koch. He'll send it behind the net. Birmingham. Dorsey tries to get the puck away from Koch. Schnapp back at the point. There's a shot by Macon and a nice save by Lotz. Down on his knees, he covers up as Favaro had a nice low shot from just inside the blue line. Now discussion in front of Austin Lotz.
Well, for the last 3 minutes, Jody, there has definitely been a change in the air here at the Pelham Civic Center, because now all of a sudden, as the clock winds down past the 10-minute mark of the third period, now Macon definitely has more jam in their step, and the Bulls are feeling that, and they're turning up the intensity as well. I think we're going to have a great finish.
I just don't want to see us fall into a defensive shell here thinking the 3-2 lead is good enough. Macon is going to turn up the forechecking as well. There's a shot from just inside the blue line. Backhander by Goldowski. Lotz again saves the day. Down on his knees, he covers it and holds up. I don't know if the Bulls defensemen thank Austin Lotz enough for some of the things he's doing, but they better be doing it after the last 3 games.
Somebody better pick up his tab, and not just take out Lotzy, but after this game, he's had 3 or 4 game saves. You need to take him and his wife and kid out to Outback for a meal tomorrow.
Goldowski on the draw for Macon to the right of Austin Lotz. Controlled by the Bulls. Brierly has it. Lifts one into center ice. Again, it's good to clear the zone, but I don't see a lot of offensive attack when you do that. Favaro has it. He gets past both Weber and McTavish, but costs the puck up. Weber had it, bounce off his stick, taken away by Macon. They'll come the other way. Ibarra can't get past forward. Matty Ibarra loses it. It's down behind the net, though, played by Favaro. Ibarra back. Shot taken well wide of the net and high by Macon. Now that loose puck flutters in the air in the slot and tapped harmlessly back into the Macon zone. Look out. Higgins tried to take it away. Macon calling for a penalty. Gets it out front. There's a shot by Ledzianko. That misses. Dorsey behind the net avoids one check. Just sidestepped it. Jamie Dorsey down low for Phil Ledzianko. Ledzianko, he takes his man. There's Favaro, goes down. Ledzianko got his stick up.
Yeah, that was Ledzianko. They were just battling behind the net.
He's going to go to the box because his stick did get up.
It did.
You're responsible for your own stick no matter what. But this is not a good time for a 2-minute minor, Greg.
No, especially with Macon picking it up here. And that's the one thing about the visors, Jody, and that's why, like, I get it. You know, there's a lot going for the stick lifts and that kind of stuff, but if you go to lift the guy's stick and you miss, then you're catching him up under the chin. That's what happened to Favaro. So good thing, you know, no blood, you know, that's what I always worry about.
But we got a 1-goal lead, and now we're having to kill a penalty.
Right.
With 5:51 to go here in the third period. And it's Ledzianko in the box, who's one of our fastest skaters, who would be a good job, or who would be a candidate for the penalty kill. Back to action, behind the net is sent.
Lots didn't even see that.
Macon has the puck in the Bull zone. Grimshaw had it taken away, but it came right to Goldowski to Jarrett Cup. Cup, cross-ice pass for Grimshaw. Plays it down low. Along the far bars, Cup. Hugo Cope, back to Cup. There's a shot taken, and the save is made, just trickles wide of this near post.
Good clear by the Bulls.
And Birmingham fortunate. 5:17 to go, a minute and a half to go in the power play.
Jody, we got a special treat for you here for the next couple minutes.
Oh, Greg Trevanny's leaving. Oh, Frank Beaton, my old color commentator's coming in for a couple of minutes. Birmingham trying to kill the last minute of this power play. Taken away by the Bulls. They'll rip it around the near boards, and it escapes Birmingham. Sinclair takes the puck away from Favaro. Sinclair just opts to send it around the boards instead of an opportunity for offense. He wants to kill some time off this power play. Favaro has it. Slowly through center ice, sends it up. Birmingham, nice job. Poke checks it away at the center ice stripe. Schnapp has it. He has it poked away from him. We're down to 30 seconds of power play time remaining. Now, nice play. Higgins, again, he's got his stick held. No call. I'm not sure what holding the stick would be other than that, but he gets away with it. Danny Winslow Puts the brakes on just inside the blue line. Behind the net it's played. Higgins doing a great job penalty killing, but that time an opportunity was taken away from him. We're down to 5 seconds of power play time remaining. Macon still with the puck, though, in the Bull zone. Danny Winslow takes a shot, save made, rebound loose, cleared by the Bulls. Look out, here comes Ledzianko straight out of the box. He's all alone. Phil takes a shot, save made by Birkin. He tried the short side. Birkin answered. There's a shot. Ledzianko whiffed on it, basically fanned off the heel of his stick, and Birmingham with 3.5 to go sends the puck right back in. Frank Beaton joining us here. You can jump in anytime you want, Frank. I know the action's kind of fast-paced right now. Birmingham's Ledzianko. Kip, that is, brings it in. He's hit on the play. Loose is Austin Weber, the Birmingham product. And Ledzianko along with Parker Allison fighting for possession. It comes free for Cup. And Jarrett sends it up for Raleigh the other way. Here comes Macon through center ice. Kopp takes it. They have to vacate the zone as that was offside on the call. So we'll have a face-off outside the Birmingham blue line, and we have our media timeout. Frank, it's been a long time since you and I sit together doing a hockey game.
It's been a minute, Jody. It's been a minute, and it's great to be back and good to see you. You're looking great, and the game is fantastic. What a
looking great, Montel. You do look good, though. I'm actually, last week when you came and made the commercial, I heard all about you.
Yeah,
and that's why I asked them to bring you up when you got here.
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I don't know if we went viral with that, but
it's a good commercial. It has. It's been 30 years since you and I did this.
Oh, you didn't have to say that.
30 years is a long time.
It is a long time. It's a lifetime.
There's a lot of good and bad behavior in those years between doing it then and now.
Yeah.
But this is a different hockey game than you and I used to see in the coast.
Well, it is a little bit, but it's very good. It's very entertaining. 3-2. You couldn't ask for a more exciting game. The fans are getting treated to a really, really tight game tonight, which is always fun. And boy, the fans are into it. It's good to see.
Well, it's a nice crowd that piled in with the weather situation, which kind of surprised me as we're back to action. Matthews sidesteps one check, Macon with the puck in the Bull zone. Sinclair goes down, and there's a penalty coming. This has got to be an elbow. He's missed two. This one he can't. Yeah, he's signaling the elbow. So Birmingham will go back on the power play as Hugo Koch will head to the box. The former Bull will be giving Birmingham their 5th power play of the night. Birmingham 1 for 4 coming in. Frank, it used to be, I was watching old footage of you guys wearing helmets, some of you not, some of you don't care. It's a different hockey game, even from 30 years ago, but from when you played, when I was a kid, I watched you guys in the WHA. It was an adventure every night.
It was. It's an entirely new game for all levels of hockey these days, and that might be good or bad. I don't know. It depends. But for somebody like yourself, who is the aficionado that can go back that long and you know the game from the time, it's a different game. Yes.
All right, back to action. Birmingham on the power play just started. We're down to 2.5 to go in the game. Played behind the net. Parker Allison tried to chip it out. He can't. Kept alive by Olnick. Takes a shove from behind. Loose puck along the far boards. Cleared by Macon. How many times would you have already dropped the gloves in this after seeing some of the antics that go uncalled in this game?
Well, there's a lot of tolerance. I honestly, the type of game that we played is so different. I don't understand it, but that's okay. Still fun to watch.
Romeo Macon, that is, almost had a chance to go in all alone. Romeo takes the puck away. He's just content to skate some time off the clock, to care less about putting an extra insurance goal in. Now he'll skate away. Kozarev circles behind him. Ryan Romeo. I can't stand that play. He drops it back to Kozarev. That drop back pass, Frank, on a power play is just beyond my understanding of hockey.
Well, the idea is to have the guy come up from the middle with a lot of speed while they get the defenseman stopped at the blue line.
How about just take the puck and go in the zone and shoot?
Like the old days, right,
yeah,
Jody?
Kozarev brings it in. That was almost offside as well. We're down to 1.5 minutes to go. We'll keep an eye on Bailey Birkin, but right now Birmingham with the puck in the Macon zone. Kozarev, far boards. Down low is play. There's a shot save made by Birkin, and he holds on. McTavish takes a shove after the play. By Ibarra, nothing will come of this. But you're right, the game has changed. Someone told me, I believe it was Greg Dreveny, told me that now in junior hockey, they don't even teach you how to fight. They don't teach you how to position yourself so you don't get hurt if somebody comes after you. So they don't teach you how to absorb a hit. It's almost like they're trying to remove that element from the game.
It's getting to be like soccer. The referees are going to start handing out yellow cards and red cards from now. It's gotten to that. But the problem with that, Jody, is that guys get hurt because of that. They don't expect to get hit. And if somebody slips, makes a mistake, or deliberately hits you from behind, you are going to get hurt. They don't know how to protect themselves. They don't know how to move up to the boards where there's no impact.
If they're not teaching that at junior hockey, it's going to filter itself eventually in reverse order, and nobody in the AHL or NHL is going to be able to figure it out either. We're down to a minute to go in this hockey game. Birmingham, 10 seconds to go in their power play. We'll keep an eye out on Birkin. He hasn't had an opportunity to leave the net yet. Now it's played along the near half wall. Kepledzianko trying to poke it free. Goldowski as well. Jared Cup with the puck. We'll watch for Bailey Birkin now. Both teams are back at full and even strength. Nice forechecking, but it goes awry as Hugo Koch brings it in. Bailey Birkin is out. An extra attacker on the ice now for Macon. Jared Cup. He's hit on the play by McTavish. Good play, and here we go. Kozarev has an open net if he can catch up with the puck. Kozarev back. McTavish, a skate save made by Paralot, or else this game's over. We're down to 10 seconds. It's over with anyway, as that'll do it. 5 seconds left. Goldowski just tips it in, and that'll do it. Birmingham, a much-needed 3-2 win over the visiting Macon Mayhem, and somehow miraculously with Carson Rose out, with Michael Gillespie out, with Hayden Stewart out, and missing Jamie Dorsey for 2 games as well, somehow we were able to walk away with 4 out of the 6 possible points. And as Greg and I were talking the last 2 or 3 games, we didn't think that was possible. We thought it was over. There's no way. 2 points would have been enough. I would have signed up for 4 out of 6 earlier on. But nonetheless, it's a big win for Birmingham. We just got off that 4-game losing streak. Now we've won 2 of the past 3. Maybe it's something you can build on. But this team needs a little bit of Frank Beaton and Phil Roberto and Steve Durbano and Dave Hansen and anybody else, even Brent Hughes, and one of my favorites of all time, John G. Legacy. That hip check he had was so devastating, he could start wars with it. Yeah. Maybe that's what we need. You guys need to get back out there and do a little of it yourself.
Well, that's never going to happen.
I get it.
But I tell you, it was so much fun tonight. It was so much fun to just do it, getting together with the guys from back in the day. It was so great of the Bulls to honor us this evening with a little recognition and the fans, the fans from back in the 70s.
We don't forget. I'm a fan from the 70s. I was in elementary school, and it's like I was telling Greg Dreveny, that's the first time my dad and I got to watch a hockey game. It was in 1976 with the Birmingham Bulls. And that logo they wore tonight, that jersey, that means a little bit different to me. I mean, my dad, coming from Canada, had no hockey at all until 1976 when Bassett brought the team in. And to be honest with you, that kind of carved a relationship between me and my dad that wouldn't have been there without hockey.
Well, it was a great, great place to play hockey, and because the fans were so warm and welcoming, and we had so much fun. Obviously, I made my home here, raised my family here, and we're made my living here after I got out of hockey. My wife is still here. She's still in real estate, selling property, so we're enjoying the daylights out of it. And
well, even Greg, he's the same way. Players, when they come here, what did you say, Greg? It was the three Southern Bells was number 1 reason to stay. Southern weather and Southern hospitality.
And that's good coming from a goalie. You know, they can actually
Yeah,
put
they're
that
weird people, aren't they? Just some strange,
Oh, no.
strange
They're
people.
a breed amongst themselves. We all know.
It's so much fun doing games with Greg. And, you know, you're welcome to come back anytime. He's coaching the University of Alabama hockey team.
Oh, good.
And good kudos for him. He's an honor. He's going to Austria to coach a collegiate all-star game or all-star team coming up in January.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Damn.
Greg, how long have you been doing the Alabama coaching, Greg? 4 years? So he's already been able to elevate himself coaching-wise. Who knows?
I think I'm impressed there, Greg. I'll tell you what.
Could come back for one of the, if he's around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when. Some of the games he can do, some of them he can't because University of Alabama's playing hockey. Zaruna comes back when he can, and I've already asked him to do a couple of games. But listen, I know you don't want to get away from your recliner and come down here, but if you'll just let me know anytime you want to do this, I'd love to have
Well,
you.
why don't we I'm going to put it back on you. When you want me to come back, and if I'm here, I will do it. How about that?
Then make
I'm
sure
committed.
when you leave here, make sure I have a way to get in touch with you. I guess
will.
I can get it from Joe. But it was great to see you again. I wish we had more time, but I will take you up on that offer if you
Well,
need it.
I'd be happy to. We had a lot of fun, Jody.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Frank Beaton, everybody. Thanks again, Frank, for coming up.
Thanks for getting me
Legend
up.
Birmingham Bull almost got away from the game here as Greg Dreveny rejoins us. Greg, you're a great partner. Frank Beaton and I used to do this back in the 90s, and some of the stories that he would tell me about his days with the New York Ranger, you know, and some of the stories he would talk about with the guys that everyone loved here in Birmingham, the tough guys, the rough guys, the tough stuff. He was right in the middle of it and did all of it himself too, an antagonist, but he was able to back up everything he wanted to do with his play. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Greg and I will recap things. Once again, your final score, Birmingham 3, Macon 2. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Life. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
You are the barbecue boss, the sultan of spatula.
And upon the first bite of Whataburger's barbecue bacon burger, you think, hey, I could make this.
Your barbecue sauce might not be as smoky, and you probably wouldn't put both smoked cheddar and Monterey Jack on it. And you... Wait, is that bacon? Good thing there's room for more than one poobah of the pit.
Good thing there's the limited-time barbecue bacon burger at Whataburger.
All right, Jody Chernesky and Greg Dreveny back at the Pelham Civic Complex, and Birmingham escapes, if you want to call it that, with a 3-2 win over the visiting Macon Mayhem. Always a tough game against Macon, but this was 4 points, Greg, that I didn't think we would get with 2 games against Peoria, followed up by the last game of the weekend against Macon. 4 out of 6 points is not bad, if you ask me.
Jody, you're going to have to, every segment until the end of the year, you're going to have to set goals. You're going to have to do exactly what the Bulls did this weekend. Broke it down into 3 games, 2 against Peoria, 1 against Macon. The goal was to come out of it with 4 points, and they did exactly that. So hats off to the Bulls. Great, exciting hockey. I mean, even right down to the last open net, and they had an opportunity at it with Macon defenseman making the skate save. Old school hockey, but nonetheless, excellent job by the Bulls tonight. They held it out, and Macon came on at the end, Jody, with a good effort by Macon. Like you said earlier, Macon always comes into town, and they play us tough. So
the only thing that coming out of this game that bothers me, well, there's 2 things. One I won't say, but the only thing that really bothers me a lot about this, Greg, is that's 10 games in a row with 3 or less goals. We've got to find some secondary scoring. We can no longer just sit back and say, wait a minute, Carson will take care of it for us. Drake will score a couple of goals for us tonight. and on and on and on. Gillespie will take care of it. We've got to have somebody step up, Greg, and take a little bit of the load off of those guys, no?
Well, I take it a little bit differently, Jody, because there's a difference of having games where you get the 3 goals that you should have got. And I'll tell you tonight, even though the Bulls only put up 3 on the scoreboard, Jody, they should have had 6 or 7. And
that's my point.
And how many pucks were just laying in the crease
you're right.
and everything like that. But you know what? They're going to go back. They're going to do their video review, look at that kind of stuff. And those are the things that players are going to see that. They're going to pick up on it. And they're going to say, hey, if I would have just cut to the net instead of back to the corner, you know what? I could have had my name on the stat sheet. And I'm telling you, as we roll into 25 here and you talk about the addition of, teams looking to put their playoff rosters together and stuff like that, that's one of the things that people are going to look at. They're going to look at what's your plus minus. They're going to look at what are your points per game.
Well, they're about to have another jersey auction tonight, and if I didn't already have a jersey that I've purchased with this great logo on it, I'd probably buy something myself. Maybe not spend as much money as some of the fans do on these jerseys, but they're well worth it to me. And it was a great night. I got to revisit a few of my memories, and when Frank Beaton came up here, it was, man, he looks good. I do not know how old Frank is, but he looks better than I do, and I know I'm younger than he is.
He looks like he could still stand up here and throw bombs with the best of them.
I will bet you that he could drop his gloves with very, 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 very few people on these teams could drop their gloves and get a good shot in on him.
Right.
He knows how to defend himself. He knows what to do.
No.
And he can still, I bet you, deliver a punishing blow. Either way, it's been fun, Greg. Now, you will not be with us on January 4th, although we spoke about the game. Tell us where you're going and what you're doing.
We'll be in Austria from January 2nd to the 10th, Jody, with the College Hockey South All-Star team, the same team that I coached in Fort Lauderdale. We went 4-0 in Fort Lauderdale against the other conference teams from up north, the Empire, the New York Central, whatever it is.
But you'll be playing against European teams, right?
Right. We're taking our team and we're taking it overseas to play against some European teams, and they'll be, our age. It's not going to be the pro teams, I hope. I don't know for sure because I know that the one tournament we're in will be against junior players.
It'll be a great experience for everybody.
Oh, it will be great.
I'm jealous.
I've looked at the photos and that kind of stuff. Never been to the mountains, never been overseas. And from what I understand, it should just be spectacular.
Well, all right. That'll do it. I'm sure you and I will talk before you go, but I may have to request a little souvenir or something
on the
way back. But anyway, final score, Birmingham 3,